Welcome to the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. I'm your host, Sheldon Moore. That's my guy, Charles Jackson. How you doing, bro?
Feeling all right, dog. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Good playoff basketball. Hey, no cap. These playoffs have been really good, though. I'm not gonna
Yeah, they
lie.
been decent.
They've been good, bro. And then the NFL schedule just came out, man. Eagles, man, we got a hard schedule. But overall, I'm doing decent, man. I got a new poster right here, bro. I saw this in the store and I said, I got to get it. You can't see the full quote, but it says, accept failure in order to succeed. And you got King James right there, man. So I had to get it, bro. It was worth it. It was worth it. But, you know, let's get into this playoff basketball, man. Let's start with the Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, the Indiana Pacers won the series 4-1. It was, to some people, a little bit shocking. Cavaliers had one of the best records in the league and one of the best records in Cleveland history, especially with no LeBron James. But the Indiana Pacers won 4-1. It looked like they were in control the entire series. But what is your takeaway from this series with the Indiana Pacers and the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Well, first and foremost, shout out to Indiana Pacers. They did what nobody thought they could do. Shout out to Tyrese. What was it? He had an amazing game. I think he had like what, five, six threes. He was killing. So you got to get credit when credit is due. I just wish that the Cavs were healthy their entire series, so we could have got a better series. But other than that, it's crazy. Your Pacers, they get a lot of luck, bro. They get a lot of luck. They got a lot of luck last year. Then they got a lot of luck this year. They went
What
against
luck this year?
injury prone teams last year, and injury prone
What
teams
luck
this
this year?
year.
What luck?
Dame got hurt.
I'm not worried about him.
Then this series, Darius Garland, Mobley, Hunter, they missed games. Donovan Mitchell wasn't the same. Y'all got lucky the
Who
last two
fought?
years, but
But
hey,
okay,
y'all did what y'all had to do.
go ahead, go ahead.
Y'all did
Finish,
what
finish what you're saying.
y'all had to do.
Finish,
Y'all got
finish.
lucky. Y'all got lucky, but y'all did what y'all had to do. And you gotta get credit when credit is due.
First of all, I swear to God, we just talked about it last week. How when they were, first of all, in game one, Darius Garland was the only one that didn't play, and that game was close. But the Pacers won game one. And the second, we just talked about it, how it didn't matter that all those players were hurt because they was up by 20 points and they choked in the last 40 seconds of the game, up 7. In game 3, they were healthy. They blew out the Pacers. Fine. And I swear to God, in game 4, they were healthy. Everybody played, and they basically got beat by 40. And I swear to God, in game 5, everybody was healthy, and they still got blown, and they still lost that game. So I
Oh,
don't give me that injury excuse.
uh,
Don't give me that, because we always, at least me, I talk about, if you out there, that injury excuse goes out the window. It goes out the window. If you so injured, just don't play then. Just don't play. Like, we're not gonna do that. The Pacers won fair and square. They were just the better team. And yes, I picked the Cavs because I thought they had the better team. But I did say, after when we made that video, I said I wouldn't mind if they lose, because the Pacers is a good team. And I did say they would go to the Eastern Conference Finals, which is exactly what they have done in back-to-back years. But don't give me that injury excuse, bro. Don't
let's
don't do that.
let's
Don't
let's
do
not
that.
forget Donovan Mitchell tweaked his ankle that he had to get an MRI on. And Darius Garland retweaked his toe and wasn't even fully 100%. So don't give me, like I said, I give y'all credit. Y'all won. Y'all did what y'all was supposed to. But don't make it seem like if this Cavs team was fully healthy from the get go, y'all would have won this series, because they missed Darius Garland first game. They really needed him because the Pacers, they love to press towards the end of the game, and the Cavs act like can't nobody on that team break a press besides Darius Garland. You seen when Darius Garland came back, all that pressing shit did not work anymore. The second game, they blew that one. They blew that one. They wasn't supposed to blow no 20-point lead, but they blew that one. And then, Mobley, the only one I can say that was healthy out of the rest of them, the most healthy out of the rest of them. Donovan retweaked his ankle. Darius Garland's toe was still bothering him. You see, he couldn't hit no shots. His jumper looked terrible because he was worrying about his foot. Same thing with Donovan Mitchell. They were missing a lot of open shots that they normally hit. But I tell you, I tip my hat off to y'all. Y'all did good. Y'all did what y'all supposed to. Y'all got past the Cavs. And y'all making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I did say Cavs was on fraud watch the entire season.
You did say that. You did say that. You said that even in the summertime. You said they were frauds. But I mean, hey, look. I mean, Donovan Mitchell on a messed up ankle still gave you 35. He was the only one that did something, and I still see Evan Mobley still give you 24 points with 11 rebounds. The only person I can honestly say that was really bad was Jared Allen. He was bad in this series. He was trash because they always hunt him in pick and roll, and then he really couldn't do anything because the Pacers, we know the Pacers run a 5-out. And it's like you need his rim protection to a degree. And how can he give you rim protection if he's kind of at least somewhat out the paint? They exposed Jared Allen. And Darius Garland, yes, that's fine. Big toe, whatever. He still played. He's still out. He was still out there. And I ain't hear no excuse about Big Toe when they blew them out in Game 3. I ain't hear none of that.
What do you mean? I've been saying that from the get-go, bro.
I'm not talking about you.
I've been saying that shit from the get-go.
I'm not talking about you, but I didn't hear no excuses. Hey man, the Cavaliers blew out the Pacers. I ain't hear nothing about no Darius Garland big toe. I ain't hear nothing about Evan Mobley ankle or DeAndre Hunter thumb or shoulder, whatever injury he got. It's only when the injuries come up when they lose and when they got beat by 40. That's when it comes up. Not talking about you, I'm just talking about in general. So no, they beat you play the people in front of you. You took care of Milwaukee, trash. You took care of the Cavs, trash, apparently. Like, this is what you got to do, bro. And I've always said the Pacers are a good team. Bro, last week I said, when I put up that stat, bro, they had the third best record in the league since January 1st. So this isn't a coincidence. It's not. They are a really good team, and you can tell that we talked about their defense a lot. The defense has been pretty decent so far. It's been pretty good, and it's hold up so far in these playoffs. Like you said, they pressing. Looks like they couldn't do anything. And a lot of people said this Cavs team, it looked like they weren't championship ready. Like you said, they were frauds. They weren't championship ready, and this team is soft. That's what I've been hearing a lot of people say. This team was just soft.
I don't think the team was soft. I think that when it came down to it, they wasn't hitting no shots. They were just like that year the Warriors won them 72 games, 73 games, whatever like that. And then by the time they got to the playoffs, they were dead. So it reminds me of that. I mean, they wasn't hitting no shots, and then they wasn't as healthy as they was the whole entire season. So I mean, hey, but credit to the Pacers though.
Or LeBron and Kyrie was just so great that they couldn't overcome that. Maybe that was the reason why they just lost. But like I said, bro, Tyrese Halliburton FC, we up.
Hey, yeah, y'all can pop y'all shit right now.
Yeah, you said that last time. You said that last time because you don't like him. You said he was mid and overrated. That's fine. That's what you think. That's what you think.
I still think that.
I know you still think. Hey, keep the hate coming, brother. Keep the hate coming, because it's only just making it better. Because I uploaded the video, and you said the Cavs are smoking them. Here we are now. Come on now, let's go. What's up, fellas? What's up, Simone? And happy late Mother's Day to you. Oh, man, Sheldon Nugget ass. Hey, brother, that's just how it is, bro. And my guy, Denzel, bro. Denzel, bro. You know, he working at ESPN, man. Shout out to him, bro. That's a good guy, man. You know, we go back far, man. We go back a long time ago. But what's up, brother? What's up? And shout out to the 6 people in the chat. I actually want to put the link in the chat this time for the first time. And if anybody wants to come up and just say anything about the playoffs or just anything about basketball, you know, you can guys just come up here and we could just let y'all up and you guys could just talk it out. So put the link in the chat. If anybody wants to come up, perfect with me, perfect with Charles. But look, man, I'm telling you this now. If the Knicks do win this series, which they most likely are, and we will get later into that series, I'm picking the Pacers. That's all I'm saying. I'm picking the Pacers. I'm picking the Pacers, man. Pacers FC until they make it to the finals, man. They make it to the finals. But I do want to ask you, after this, basically, if you want to say it was a disappointing season, that's perfectly fine. What should the Cavaliers do going into the offseason?
Well, first and foremost, they need another bench scorer. I say preferably in like another wing. I think they need another backup big. Uh, and I think they need to go get a cheaper backup guard because Ty Jerome is going to demand because he's a free agent this year, and so he's going to demand a lot of money. But you need something to replace him. They can go get somebody like a DeAnthony Melton or a Trey Jones, or if you want, you can go get Ben and go get some offense somewhere else. But yeah, I think they need a backup big. I think they need a cheaper backup guard, and then they need some more bench scoring.
I thought they needed better wings. I think Max Strus, like on the defensive side, it doesn't work. He's just not a good defender. Like he's just not. And his offense, he's a shooter. When he can't shoot, he's useless. That's just how it is. He's useless when he can't hit. We just saw it the other day. Sending out the group text message talk about if y'all don't believe, don't show up, then you go 0 for 9. It's like, come on, brother. So I think they need more. I think they need better wings. Like, obviously, like a Dorian Finney-Smith. If you want to say Max Strus is better, that's fine. But Dorian Finney-Smith brings the defense, and he's a corner 3-point shooter. That's just what they really need. And DeAndre Hunter is still a good player, still a young player, but at the same time, he wasn't really that good in this series. He wasn't really that good. And I agree with you. They do need another bench because Ty Jerome, low-key, he kind of lower his salary now because he played terrible in this second round. He played pretty bad. So I don't think what we thought he was gonna get, he might not get. It might be lower. So he might be able to come back to the Cavs and say a cheaper deal. Maybe. Because I do think they need another scorer because outside of Ty Jerome on the bench just it wasn't great. And I see a lot of people, and I hear a lot of people say I think it's time to probably trade Jared Allen. It might be time to probably get something different and put Mobley at the 5. Do you agree with that?
No, I think they should keep Jared Allen. What they had worked. It was just that in the playoffs when when Darius Garland got hurt and Mobley got hurt, it was really only Mitchell out there to score. Then you had Ty Jerome, but he was inconsistent this series. So I don't think they need to let go of Jared Allen. I think they need to go get another scorer because after Garland and Mobley went down, you had Hunter and Donovan, but Donovan was only your really consistent scorer for real. But yeah, if anything, I'd say go get like a Chris Boucher would be a good backup big for them. That way they can still play Mobley and then they can play Boucher who could stretch the floor. He's good defensively. That'd be a decent little pickup for them. And like we said earlier, wings and another backup point. Like Brogdon. Brogdon's a free agent this
He free
offseason. They can
agent?
go pick him up. Yep, they
He
can
free
go pick
agent?
him up. He's a good 3-and-D point guard. He can score. He can facilitate, get your team involved. And you could probably get him on a cheaper deal since he's been injury prone the last couple of years. So you could probably get him on a vet minimum.
I was just gonna ask that too. Like, do you think? I mean, he's not gonna command no 10 million. But I was like, could they
No.
possibly get him on say like, maybe 2 million, maybe 3 million for a year or something like that. That's what I was gonna ask. But it's like he stays hurt a lot. So it's like how reliable how can you depend on him if he's always hurt every single year? Me personally, I'd rather just go back and get Ty Jerome. I'd try to see what his market is, see who offers him. Because, like, if you had to guess off top of your head, how much do you think even though he played bad this playoffs to a degree, but basically all through year. What do you think his market is? How much do you think he command in the offseason?
Well, right now he getting 2 million. He gonna get way more than that. He
Yeah.
gonna get at least 12 to 15, at least.
Okay.
At least 12 to 15, because he been hooping, and then he was six man of the year candidate. The only thing about Ty Jerome, one, he was consistent this year, but I don't believe his production is gonna stay the same. And then on top of that, he doesn't bring me anything defensively. You know what I mean? If we sub you in and our defense drop, yeah, our offense may not drop off, but if our defense drops off, then we letting the other team score and take advantage. You seen what Tyrese did to him when he got switched on him. So it's like and then on top of that, the Cavs, their defensive on the perimeter as far as their guard defense isn't really that good. Donovan is not a primary defender. Darius Garland's not a primary defender, so you got to get a guard in there that can defend. That's why I like a DeAnthony Melton or Trey Jones. Tyrus Jones is a free agent this year too. Tyrus and his brother, both of them. And then Brogdon, I like them.
Cause hold on real quick. Yeah, so like, okay, so obviously we got the starters. We know the starters. We'll just put Max Strus in there. Your bench is Ty Jerome. We expect him to possibly be gone. DeAndre Hunter, he's still there. Sam Merrill, he's just a shooter. Like, that's really all he could do. Isaiah Okoro, his offense is bad. His offense has been bad basically since he's come in the league. Like, he's just really a defender. So it might be time that you get rid of him. I know they just paid him this offseason, and I think he's getting paid some decent. It's not no 20 mil, but it's some decent. So you might have to try to get rid of him. Like you said, backup big. Honestly, that might be too much for him. He can't give you none on offense. And bro, he was a starter like the last the couple of years before Donovan Mitchell got there and stuff like that. And he basically lost his starting role, and now he's really just a bench player. And he's just a defender. He doesn't give you anything offense. Bro, your backup big is really Tristan Thompson, but he doesn't play. He's just there for mentorship and that bench guy. Like, so you really, like you said, you really just run into Mobley and Jared Allen, but they stagger their minutes.
D-Wade.
Is he really? If you count him as a backup center, if you count him as one, I don't count him as one, but I get what you're saying. So it's like they do need to address that, but at the end of the day, what centers at least backup? Like who are they gonna get? Like who are they gonna get? And then the thing is, I think Mobley's extension kicks in. That makes the salary cap on their end go up. So there's gonna be a lot of things they can't do because of the salary and stuff like that. So they got stuff to do.
It's a couple of good bigs they can go out there and get for the vet minimum. Chris Boucher, Charles Baisley. I wouldn't go get Drummond because he's too slow. But Precious Achua, Steven Adams is a free agent this year, so they got their pick of the litter.
From the Rockets, I want him. I need to keep him. And Drummond, I think he has a player option. Most likely gonna pick that up. Drummond, them type of players, you try to get as much money as you can now, and while you in the league. So I think he picks up that player option with the Sixers. I've seen a lot of people say, Joel, shout out to Pickems, I always bring him up. He said they should go after Giannis. Probably trade Darius Garland, Jared Allen, and some picks to get Giannis. What you think about that?
Giannis, Mobley, and
Mitchell?
Donovan. The only thing is Evan Mobley doesn't really like his perimeter game needs more work. If he can do more work on his perimeter game, and his 3-point shot can at least get to like what did he shoot from 3 this year?
Evan Mobley?
Yeah, what did he shoot from 3? Mobley. He shot
37%.
37. Okay, yeah. If he can get that around to like 39 on 5 attempts, then yeah, I could see it working. Because they still gonna need somebody to stretch out there, and shoot that 3. Because Mobley and Giannis, they damn near playing the same areas, the mid post, and the paint. Mobley pops out and shoots threes sometimes. Well, 3 a game, but he's gonna have to shoot more than that if they go get Giannis. But that's not a bad deal though. That's not a bad deal because then you free up some cap space.
I got a question though. If you're the Bucks, do you do that though? Like if you're the Cavs, I think you do it. But if you're the Bucks, do you do that?
What you gonna do with Dame? That's the
This
other
might be
question.
it
Because
for
if you get
Dame.
rid of Giannis,
This might be
if
it.
you get rid of Giannis and you get Darius Garland and Allen, Dame gotta go.
Well, Dame probably I know we gonna get way more into like the Giannis stuff because it was some breaking news like on Monday. We'll get way more into that. But I think with Dame, it might be it for him in Milwaukee, bro. Like I know and Tatum just tore his Achilles or whatever, but Dame just tore his Achilles what maybe like 3 weeks before him. And this thing is, it's like this next year's watch. Dame most likely doesn't come back. Then he comes back the next year. He's gonna pick up the player option that he's getting paid like 60 mil. So he's gonna pick that up. And then the thing is, it's like he can't do anything for you. He's most likely not gonna be like real, like back to at least 100%. It's probably gonna be the year after that. So it's like it might be time. You think about trying to trade Dame at least. But I mean, Dame's time in Milwaukee might be up. It might be up, bro. But the thing is with Darius Garland and Jared Allen, those are good players. Don't get me wrong. And Darius Garland, he could become a star. You never know. But if you're Milwaukee, are you trying to just stay competitive and probably just be a first round exit with those two and some other okay players? Or are you trying to go in full rebuild mode, get younger players, some picks, and, move on? Because, like, those two guys, they ain't going to put me to, like, no conference finals, even though you're in the East. They're not putting me no conference finals. Second round, depending on the opponent, maybe, but I don't believe that. So it's like those guys are really just sealing first round exit?
Yeah, and then Dame is 34, so he ain't gonna come back till he
36.
35, 36, damn near 36, and get back in full like legit form, 37.
He
And by
just
then
turned
he gonna be
34, right?
old.
He just turned. I think he
Yeah,
just turned
I believe
34.
so.
So, and he'll be 35 next year. Then he won't come back until he probably.
He finna turn 35 in July. So he finna turn 35.
won't. So we probably won't see Dame really good again until 37. We don't know where he gonna be at 37.
Yeah.
So it's over for Dame. But I mean,
but if I'm the Bucks, I at least want to stay competitive. You know what I mean? Because if you go into a full rebuild, the next couple of guys coming out, I wouldn't say they really superstars. I mean, granted, they can become anything in the next, year or so. But as of right now, I don't see any really like big superstars coming out of high school. So at least if you do Darius Garland, Jared Allen, y'all might be mid, y'all, but y'all can still be competitive and get like a low lottery or something like that. But maybe you can get something back for Dame too if you trade them to, round your team out. But if they go into a rebuild, they're gonna be in a rebuild for the next 5 to 10 years for sure.
5 to 10 years is crazy. Hey, 5
Gonna
to
be in a rebuild
10?
for 5 to
You
10
didn't even
years.
take 3. That's usually what a
Nah, dude.
rebuild is, around 3 to 4.
It's gonna be longer than that. It's gonna be longer than
5
that.
to 10 is crazy. 5 to 10?
It's gonna be long because don't nobody want to go to Milwaukee. And then on top of that, there isn't really, like I said, there's no guys in high school right now that you would consider a superstar or maybe an all-star once they get to the league. But like I said, granted, we don't know what they're gonna be in next year. But as of right now, no.
5 to 10 is crazy. So if you're the Bucks, they offer you those two and some picks. You're the Bucks. You do that?
Do it.
You do it?
Fuck around, yeah.
Like I said,
That's the only way it's gonna save your team. You can't let Giannis walk anyways, but you can't let him walk. So
I mean, you ain't letting the man walk anyway. But it's like, it's just like, what if I'm the Bucks? What are we? Like you said? Do I want to be competitive and just sell some tickets or whatever and just be good and just be a first round exit, cool, I guess do it. But it's like if we go into a full blown rebuild, you say there's no superstars potentially in the next 5-10 years, which is crazy. But at least it's like those players could potentially be superstars. Darius Garland, Jared Allen. We probably seen the best of Jared Allen. This is probably his peak. This is the most we gonna see. Darius Garland has he reached his ceiling?
I don't think so.
Probably not. But it's like I don't know how much better he could be. So it's like you have decisions to make. But if I'm the Cavs, I think about doing it. But I do think they might have to make some changes with this team because this was low-key a failure. It kind of was a failure of a season, bro. You was a second record-wise, second best team in the league, and you got gentlemen swept. That's unacceptable. That's very unacceptable. Yes, you want injuries played a part, fine. But at the end of the day, we at least thought it can at least go 6, maybe even 7. But you only won one game. And you guys didn't even win at home. None of those times. You guys were 0-3 at home in this series. That's a failure.
Like I said, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't. I'll just keep the team together. And like I said, go get another bench scorer, go get a backup big, and go get you another backup point and try it again. Because like they did have injuries late in the season. If those guys didn't get injured, this would have been a better series than what it was. The Pacers may have still won, but if they definitely would have got more than one game for sure. So I'll run it back. Honestly, I'll run it back.
Shout out to the Pacers, man. They be hoping, bro. They be freaking hoping. But were you shocked that they were down like 41 points in that game? What, 4? Were you shocked? 41 points?
The Cavs?
Yes.
Yeah.
After basically blowing them out in game 3?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna come back with some new life, with some new energy, and I thought they were gonna whatchamacallit. They was gonna. I didn't think they was gonna blow them out again, but I thought they was gonna win that game for sure. And then everybody was back healthy too.
Yeah, then Donovan Mitchell, he tweaked his ankle in like the shoot around thing before the quarter started.
Before the third. I don't think that would have mattered. Even if he didn't tweak it, bro. They were down, like 30 at half?
41 at half. 41 at half.
They was down 41. Bro, you know how hard that is to come back from? They would have to go on a 20-0 run. And then that's if the Pacers wasn't scoring. And then have to go on another 20-0 run just to get back in the game. No, that's too much. That's too much.
Miles Turner was hoping, bro. He was hoping that game. Bro, he hit like a step back 3. He did a lot of that.
Everything he threw up. Bro, everything they was throwing up was going in. I'm like, damn, they hitting all these threes.
Bro, this is a good team, bro. It's a good team, man. Like I'm telling you.
I'd rather them face the Knicks though than the Celtics. If the Celtics have Porzingis, then but the way Porzingis looking, man.
He's bad, bro. He's bad, bro.
Is he the new Chandler Parsons? Finessing the NBA? That man finessed the NBA last year and got a ring. Now he finessed the league again this year and went deep in the playoffs again.
No. I think we could both say that Porzingis had a more healthier career than Chandler Parsons. And he was just a better player anyway. I mean, people don't even know what he has. And I know I'm not going to say the word, but people keep saying that A word, not going to say that. I don't think that's it, which is crazy, but that's what people are saying. But they don't know what this illness is. They don't know what it is.
Bro, they said he been like this since February. Bro, it's May. It's May, and you still they call it a respiratory illness, bro. You telling me just sweating it out and hooping is not enough to get whatever you got going. It got to be something bigger than that, bro.
They say that they said. I don't know. You know, if they do lose or whenever, but basically at the end of the season, it's gonna come out probably eventually what he had. But they said it's basically like he just gets out of breath. He's fatigued. That's why he only plays 13 minutes. And Joe Mazzulla, like I said, we gonna get way more in depth in that series later. But Joe Mazzulla is basically like, okay, he got this illness. If he just gives us something, we'll keep him in. But if he ain't giving us nothing, we'll just sit him on the bench. And that's exactly what they did yesterday. Just sat on the bench because he can't do nothing. He can't give us anything. But shout out to the Pacers, man. Pacers FC. We going to the finals, man. We going to the finals. Denzel, 0 for 9. Yeah, man. Max Strus, man, sent that text message and was trash. It's crazy. Francisco, my guy. Pacers going to the finals? Of course, brother. Of course they're going to the finals.
Y'all capping, dog.
Who the fuck is Tingus? Tingus is crazy. It's crazy. Who capping?
Y'all is you and Francisco. The Pacers are not going to the finals, dog.
The Pacers could either beat this Celtics team with no JT or the Knicks team. What
if it's Minnesota and the Knicks in the finals? That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. We talked about that trade a lot this year too. That would be crazy.
At the end of the day, that shit low key even. I ain't gonna. Well, if the Knicks make it out this year, that was an even trade. I ain't even gonna lie. Because we said it was even at first, but then we leaned with no way because Julius Randle was playing, but then now he stepped it up in the playoffs. So, man.
Well, talking about Julius Randle, we go transition into the Warriors and the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves won this series 4-1 against the Golden State Warriors. Obviously, the Warriors didn't have Stephen Curry for basically the whole series. We saw really good games from Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle, and we didn't see that many good games from Jimmy Butler. And we saw some good games from Jonathan Kuminga. But what are your thoughts on this series between the Timberwolves and the Warriors?
Well, first and foremost, once Steph went down, I knew it was a wrap. I knew they wasn't getting another game once Steph went down, bro. Because now they get the key in. First of all, they are a good defensive team. And now you get the key in on Jimmy. And after Jimmy, your next best scorer is AirPods. Nah, dog. Like,
Kuminga. It was Kuminga.
I mean, well, when he played, yeah. But yeah, once the stuff went down, I knew it was a wrap, bro. I'm surprised Jimmy didn't turn off into playoff Jimmy. But yeah, once Steph went down, I knew it was a wrap. It was over with once he went down.
Even, he did have the pelvic injury. And you could say that hurt him. You could see it. But at the same time, bro, you can give me more than 9 shot attempts. You can give me more than that. That's all I'm asking, bro. If you were just aggressive, I wouldn't have a problem. But you were not aggressive this series. I said it in a reaction a couple of days ago. I said he was underwhelming this series. He gave us one basically playoff Jimmy game, and that was game 3 when that game was close. I think it was game 3. That was it. He really didn't play good. The best player was probably Jonathan Kuminga. He was probably the best player.
And limited minutes too, on top of that.
What's his name? Steve Kerr started playing him. He played that 30 minutes. He played him because he knew he wasn't getting nothing else from nobody else.
He should have been playing more than 30. He should have been playing more than 30.
So in game 1, he played 13. Game 2, 26. Game 3, 36. Game 4, 30. And game 5, 32. So, but my thing is, Moses Moody, trash, wasn't giving you anything. AirPods, he had one good game, and that was yesterday? That was his best game. It's too late for that now.
I think he had like 2. I think he had like 2 good games.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what was the other one. Let me look real quick. Nah, brother. He gave you 3, 11, 5, 11, and 28. Bro, he was 1 for 7, 4 for 9, 1 for 10, 3 for 14, then 11 for 19 yesterday. He averaged 11 points in this series. AirPods was bad. He was bad. And Draymond Green can only give you so much. He can only give you so much. He's not going to give you no offense. Defense is cool, but he ain't going to give you anything. And I think Steph Curry, it shows like Steph Curry could be old, but man, that offense on that team, they missed him. They really missed him. I think we both picked Timberwolves anyway, even with Steph Curry was there. But Jesus Christ, they wouldn't have been getting bullied like this. It would not have gone 5. It could have at least gone 6 or 7. At least that if Steph
Yeah,
Curry was
they
there.
legit had a shot. Yeah, they legit had a shot if Steph was there. Because nobody on their team can guard Steph. And then Steph opens up the floor for Jimmy so much and opens up that offense. So yeah, they missed Steph.
What do you have to say of Julius Randle, bro? I've given Julius Randle so much praise so far, bro. He been hooping.
I've told you since the beginning. Once that trade happened, I'm like Julius Randle. He could show up in the playoffs. You was like, "Oh, I gotta wait and see."
I
And he
did.
proved you wrong. I'm glad he proved you wrong.
I do gotta wait and see.
Julius Randle he been hooping. He's been hooping the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. He's been playing really well. I want to see if he can keep his play up. Because depending on who they face between the Nuggets and the not Timberwolves, the
Thunder.
OKC. OKC, he could take advantage. He could take advantage of Chet and get Chet in foul trouble, and he could take advantage of Aaron Gordon. So, depending on who they go against in the conference finals, I want to see if he can still keep up this production. And you see what they did though. Like they low key running the offense through him. Like he's the one. He's playing point forward out there. And early in the season, I told you the only way to make that team work is to run the ball through him. That's the only way to make it work because Ant can play off the ball and Julius can't. So, only thing I wish they would stop doing though is It's a lot of Ant ISO still. I want them to move the ball more. The more you move the ball, the harder it is to guard your team. But Ant's so great he can do ISOs whenever you want. But I just wish I could see a little bit more ball movement.
Anthony Edwards has been decent ever since outside of game 1 when he turned it up late, but he kind of played bad. He been really good, but Julius Randle, bro, if there was an MVP for the second round of this series, he'd be the MVP.
It was him.
Real talk. He will be the MVP. And I said it too on another video. I said Julius Randle was basically the point forward. He's doing everything for this team, honestly. He deserves some credit. I thought Jaden McDaniels' defense was decent. Rudy Gobert had his moments. He was a plus 21 yesterday, 17 points, 8 rebounds. And Mike Conley had a good game too. I think, this
About
team.
time.
Mike Conley?
Yeah. That man
Mike
giving you
Conley
less than 5 points damn near every game. You can't give me 10 points, dog?
Mike Conley old, bro. And then this ain't Memphis Mike Conley no more, bro. He ain't giving you that no more. He ain't giving you that.
Bro, you can't give me 2 threes and 2 layups every game or 2 threes, a layup and free throws.
How you supposed to get that when you don't get the ball like that? Bro, the ball is either in Ant or Randall hands. So how am I supposed to get the ball like that? They basically using him as a corner guy, as just a spot up shooter, low key.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he in the corner. You can give me 2 threes in the corner, a floater, and then a foul. You can give me 10 points a game, dog.
I got a question. Hypothetically, if the Warriors would have won yesterday's game or just any of the last 2 games, to force a game 6, what do you think they could have possibly won this series because Steph Curry would have eventually came back in game 6?
No, I think just how Dylan Brooks hunted his thumb, I think the Timberwolves, they would have hunted that hamstring. They would have tried to get him in every pick and roll. Whoever he was guarding, they would have tried to tell him to go at Steph every single play. They would have made it so he re-aggravated that hamstring. They wasn't gonna let him just go crazy like that.
Outside of game 1, Buddy Hield was mid. Because remember, I asked you, I said, we ain't gonna get another Buddy Hield masterclass. He's like, no, we're not getting that. No. Hey, he was hooping in game 1. No, he was hooping. And that's why I had to ask. I'm like, do we get another Buddy Hield masterclass? And he was mid ever since.
If Steph was there, probably.
Low-key, though, the games actually weren't. They were actually close. I just think they just didn't have enough offense. I think the defense was decent. The offense was just bad. And then when you needed something late, you had Anthony Edwards or you had Julius Randle. And all the Warriors had was just maybe Jimmy Butler and depending on Jonathan Kuminga. Like, they needed something from them, man. We could go into it now. what do the Warriors need to do this offseason? Because obviously they just got eliminated. They're still an old team, but they do lack some stuff on this team. Like, what do the Warriors need to do this offseason?
I think they should bring Gary Payton back, even though that man is
Your
always
free
hurt.
agent?
He's Yeah, he's a free agent. Even though he's always hurt, I think he's still really good defensively. He knows the Warriors scheme. He gives the Warriors life when he's out there. I think bringing him back, on a cheap deal. And then they have to go get a big. They have to either way. If it's Clint Capella, Miles Turner. Miles Turner is a free agent this year. Try to go get Miles Turner if y'all can, or Clint Capella. And then they need some backup bigs. Either you resign Kevin Looney or you go get somebody like a Bo or a Thomas Bryant or something. They need a big. They just need a big. I think if they had any legit big, it would have been a different series. They need to add some wings too. They can go get somebody like a Jalen Tate or a Karis LeVert. Torian Prince is a free agent. They can go get Ben, Bruce Brown. I like Banton from the
Oh,
Blazers. He's a free agent because they need some bench scoring too, and they low key need everything. They need a big. They need a bench. They need some wings. They need some bench scoring. So they got some work to do this offseason.
I was just gonna ask, like, I think they need another ball handler too. I think just like how we talked about the Cavs, I think they need another ball handler too because what Steph Curry, Jimmy, Draymond, but like another ball handler off the bench, they really don't have that, and they do need to probably get another scorer though. Like you said, Karis LeVert, he a free agent too.
Yep.
Okay, like Karis LeVert actually wouldn't be bad. He only go. They don't have a lot of money, low key, because Jimmy and Steph take up damn near majority of their money. So they really can't do anything. That's why when you said Miles Turner, I doubt it because Miles Turner's played so good and he's a free agent. I like you said, he's probably gonna command some decent money from somewhere, or the Pacers might resign them. So it's like I doubt that. I just think they need another like ball handler, another score out the bench because we've seen it that if Steve Kerr just don't play Jonathan Kuminga, they can't. Nobody on the bench can do anything, at least consistently. Moses Mooney is iffy. AirPods, he ain't on the bench, but AirPods is iffy. Gary Payton is Gary Payton. They just don't have another score off the bench. Like, yeah, you get Steph and Jimmy, but then outside of that, who else can you really depend on? They don't have that.
Nobody. You think they matching his contract wherever he go?
Who?
Kaminga.
Okay, I'm gonna say for me, I don't think so. I don't think so, bro. Because first of all, I think they do a sign and trade because you got to get something back for him. You got to. And we've seen it so far. We was talking about this all summer and then all season long. We both said it and you said it all the time. Jonathan Kuminga was the second best player on the team before Jimmy, and he wasn't playing him. So why resign him for just Steve Kerr to not play him again? Did you see that report when they said that Steve Kerr didn't like Jonathan Kuminga like
looking off Steph?
Yeah, looking off Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And it's like, I guess, but at the same time, is that work, bitch? Like, we know what Jonathan Kuminga can do. And we saw it in this series how he can score the basketball. He's the most athletic player on the team.
I was gonna say I wouldn't even if I'm Steve Kerr. Don't get me wrong. I understand that's the greatest shooter of all time, but you have a young, up and coming, potentially an all star on your hands or a star on your hands, depending on how he develops. If his jump shot develops, but you have a highly touted player on your team, bro. Like he got to get his own too. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give him confidence. So sometimes, it's okay to look off stuff and go dunk on somebody's head or go to the hole. It'll only be a problem for me when you're doing it on a consistent basis. Like if you're taking on 1-on-3 and Steph is wide open in the corner and you're not passing, then I got a problem with it. But I'm not tripping on you going to go get your own bucket here and there because at the same time you got to keep defensive. You got to keep the defense honest. And if you're steady just looking for Steph, we gonna know what you do. We know what you're doing already. You scared to score. Jonathan Kuminga is one of them guys that can go off script and go get his own bucket. I just don't get why Steve Kerr didn't let him rock out, especially since he's your future. Just let him rock out.
What about Kuminga to Brooklyn?
I mean, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. He get paid. He get to be the guy. He get to showcase his talent that he didn't get to showcase, and his full talent that he didn't get to showcase in Golden State. That wouldn't be bad.
Do a sign and trade probably for say like Cam Johnson.
Claxton. Go get Claxton.
I was gonna say Cam Johnson. If I'm the Nets, it's not a lot of decent bigs out here. And Claxton's offense is bad, but his defense is pretty decent.
I would rather keep big, dog. You need a big.
No, I agree. But the thing is, when has Steve Kerr really played like a legit big? When?
I mean, he would have this series. Claxton would have been a big help this series.
I agree. I'm just saying, how often does Steve Kerr really go out here and say, hey, my center getting at least 30 minutes? Doesn't happen like that.
I mean, but if you go trade for Cam Johnson, y'all still in the same predicament y'all was this year. The only difference is you got an extra shooter. That's the only difference.
The Warriors. You got a 3-and-D. That I don't think Jonathan Kuminga is like a 3-and-D, but that's probably what they need is like a 3-and-D type guy. Because we know Steve Kerr is not gonna be playing like a center 30 minutes. It's not gonna happen. Like he could have Kevon Looney, whatever, not you, but just whatever people think of him, whatever. He could have played Kevon Looney some minutes. Decent, at least a decent amount of minutes, maybe at least 20. He didn't do it. He just didn't do it. And it's like, what makes you think he gonna do Claxton? Like Claxton better, obviously, but I don't see him changing his philosophy. Like that's just what he does. He's gonna run small ball lineup, but then it's like when it comes down to in the clutch, he's gonna run Draymond at center. That's what he's going to do. And look, you already got Quentin Post. Quentin Post was okay. He's okay.
He can be my backup.
So Quentin Post won hooping?
I didn't say that. I said he can be my backup, not my starter though. They need a starting big, dog.
Okay, so you said Miles Turner. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Clint.
He don't fit. I don't think he fits them.
How come
needs to get the ball.
Clint Capella?
He needs to get the ball. Like he's like you said, rim runner, catch lobs. It's not like I give it down low and he go like he's not that.
For that. We don't need him for that. We just need a set screen. Yeah, we just need a big that's gonna set screens, play defense, catch lobs. That's all they need.
But who gonna give him the ball? Who lobbing it to him?
Curry or Draymond.
Yeah.
Jimmy can pass too.
Not like they not like the Trae Young though. Like they not passing like that to Clint Capella off lobs. They don't do that. Can they? I think they can.
Yeah, I mean we don't need him to. Yeah, we don't need him to score every play or every other play. You still got. I mean, you just need him there for when we drive to the hole and we need a lob threat. That's all. They just need a lob threat, defensive rebounding, and screen setting big. They need them a young, athletic. Well, Clint ain't young, but an athletic big.
Who was the other?
That's all they need.
You I know you Miles. Who was the other?
I had the ones I wrote down: Clint, Larry Nance, Miles Turner, Thomas Bryant, Bobo.
I don't know.
So.
I don't know
if they get Bobo, they get Bobo.
Hey, Steve Kerr gonna do the same thing he did to him with James Wiseman. Don't play the man. They gonna do the same thing, bro. Steve Kerr's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but man, he be tweaking sometimes. He be tweaking. I do not trust him to develop Bobo. I don't. Who has Steve Kerr? If you want to say Steph Curry, fine, and Clay, fine. Who has he legit developed?
I wouldn't even say he developed them.
Okay, so who? Okay, that's what I'm saying. Who has he developed?
Maybe. Poole maybe, but I don't even think he developed Jordan Poole.
So I'm trying to figure out who has he developed.
Yeah.
They just
Hey,
like the
another
Lakers,
guard,
they just keep the players.
another good guard that'll probably be for them. That another scoring punch out the bench. Bones Highland. Bones Highland could be a cheap pickup. He's a really good offensive guard. They need to score. Only thing is he's a liability defensively. That's it.
I was
But
just thinking that
you
too.
want some, if you want some scoring, you can go get him, or you know you can try to go get Trey Jones or Spencer Dinwiddie, or Dante Exum. Yeah. So
That sounds nasty. Those people you name is not the best. They
I
not
mean,
the
but they the Warriors though. They the Warriors. They could fill in the Warriors. Dante Exum and the Spencer Dinwiddie. Well, Spencer Dinwiddie. I ain't get me started on him, but and Trey Jones, they can all fit. They can all fit on the Warriors. As long as you buy into the Warriors system, you can fit on them.
Well, honestly, if we think about it, Buddy Hield was like that bench player, but he's so iffy. He's just another shooter. He's iffy. One game he could go crazy. Because remember, I had him in fantasy. He was going crazy in the first couple of weeks. Then he comes back down to earth. So it's like, you know, it's a hit or miss with Buddy Hield. It's a hit or miss. Because what did Steve Kerr decide to do? He started to run Trace Jackson Davis, but he only plays him 7 minutes. So it's like,
I thought he should have played them more. I thought because he was that one. What was that game? They was getting blown out, and then Trey Jackson Davis,
was
Kevin
that
Knox,
game 4?
all of them came in. Yeah, I
Was
think it
that
was
game
game
4?
four because then yeah, I think it was. They was Trey Jackson was a part of the reason why they came back. Him and Kevin Knox. I thought he should have played Trey Jackson some more minutes. He earned it at least.
Let me see. Tracy Jackson. He played 19. He had 5 points, 3 rebounds. Kevin Knox, he had 2 points. Man, the fall of Kevin Knox is crazy. Thought he would be a decent player, low key. Thought he would be decent.
His three ball never translated.
I thought he'd be a decent player, bro. But I do think okay, wait, I didn't ask you. What are you doing with Jonathan Kuminga? You letting him walk or you matching? What are you doing? Because you asked me, but I didn't ask you.
Well, well, first and foremost, I wouldn't keep him there just for the simple fact of how everything with the organization is going. It's like a rotten apple in the organization. I wouldn't, and then on top of that, you wasting that man's talent. So like you said, I'll try to sign and trade and get something back for him. Because I think his days on that team is gone. Ain't no point in being on that team no more. You don't. Steve Kerr said he didn't want to play in with Jimmy, and so now they're talking about keeping their core back. And we obviously both think Jonathan Kuminga needs to start. So you just sitting there wasting his talent. You might as well just sign him back and then sign and trade him and try to get something back for him.
I'm about to let me see. We said Brooklyn, but what's another team he could be like? Because I think he needs to go to like
The
a
Jazz.
the Jazz
The
ain't bad.
Jazz.
That's not a bad. That's not bad.
I like him on the Wizards. He just needs
He's
to go to a team where he can be the number one option, the go-to option.
he's
So
number one
whatever
on
team
Wizards.
that is, yeah, hell yeah, he's number one on the Wizards.
Jordan Poole.
I go him, Jordan Poole, and then probably Sar.
I like the Jazz though. He ain't the number one, but I like him on the Jazz. He's not better than Laurie, but or maybe they do a sign, maybe they do a trade with them, try to
And
get
get Laurie.
Laurie.
Yeah, they been talking about they wanted Laurie too.
That's true though, and we're gonna get into the draft stuff. That'll
And
be
that
like
could
the last thing.
technically be your big. That could technically be your big because he's 7 foot. But you could play 5 out with him. So
It would be Laurie, Draymond, Jimmy, Steph, and whoever else.
and whoever else, yeah.
How that team looking?
Probably AirPods.
How that team? What's the
I think
ceiling
that
for
team
that
would
team?
do better. I think the team would do better than this one. I think if they would have had Laurie, they definitely would have gave Minnesota some go. I
What do
wouldn't
we?
say they a finals team because we don't know what their defense gonna look like with Laurie, but Because that's a big reason why the Warriors were so good this year. Once Jimmy got there, their defense was amazing. But once Laurie get there, who knows what their defense gonna be like? But I think he helps.
What do we? I should have asked this before we got to the Warriors. What do we think of Ant now? He got his team to back Western Conference Finals, and with two different. This is technically not this. It's the same team, but two different second options with Cat last year, and now with Julius Randle. What do we think of Anthony Edwards now?
And Randy Orton said it the best. He gave him the nickname, the Legend Killer. That boy, Cole, G. And we being honest, bro, it's not too far fetched to say Ant might go get a ring this year.
Oh no,
because I think whoever coming out the West gonna win. Whoever coming out, that's who gonna win. That's gonna win a chip this year. But that man, he's cold. They already painting him as the next MJ. They already painting him as the face of the league. So and he low key proving it. I can't even, bro, cold. I'm a fan. I gotta go get me. I mean, I've always been a fan, but like now it's just it's OD now because you took out Bron, took out my boy Luca. Who else he took? He took out Jokic. He took out KD, Book. He took out a bunch of legends, bro. It's hard not to deny that man that he called, Jay. It's hard not to deny him. But yeah, it ain't too far fetched to say bro can go get a ring this year.
And he's only 20. I think he's 23.
23. He's 23, bro.
23. He's nowhere near his prime, and he's doing this.
Nowhere near. And he could still. The crazy thing is he could still get better. His passing could still get better. His three ball can still get better. His off the dribble shooting can still get better. His post up game can still get better.
His passing,
yeah.
His passing could get better. Hey man, look. I said Anthony Edwards a couple of years ago. I put when we did like our shooting guard list at one point. I said he's number one. I put him as number one, and I said he's gonna be the next superstar. I said that, and I'm like, I believe it. And like, he is. I'm not gonna say clearly, but he has a comfortable lead as the best shooting guard in the league. He has a comfortable lead.
No, I think he's clearly the best, dog. I think he's clearly the best. I think it's him, then Donovan Mitchell, then Book.
You know, I have no problem with that. I actually have no problem with that. Anthony Edwards has shown time and time again, he's the type of person where just give me whatever. I'm going to take this team anywhere, anytime, bro. We could get some goons. Hey, man, just bring them over here. We going to make it far. And this is exactly what they've been doing, bro. He's made it like, because he lost, because it all started with that series when they faced the Grizzlies. And if anybody watched that series, they were the better team. They were just a young team, and they kind of was selling in that playoff series against the Grizzlies. Then you faced the Nuggets. I think the Nuggets won the championship that year, but the Nuggets were a really good team. And I think Anthony Edwards he didn't really have nobody. I think Cat was hurt, or Cat really wasn't as healthy. I think Jaden McDaniels, that's when he punched his hand and broke his hand.
Yep.
And he got one game, but they talked about it. I think the Nuggets talked about it. They said the Timberwolves was the hardest. That was the hardest series. They talked about it. And then last year, he beats Jokic in a game 7 after they was getting blown out. He beats them. Goes to the conference finals. Probably should have won. Probably, but it is what it is. Now he's going back to the Western Conference Finals again? He's the dog, bro.
To be honest with you, the way OKC looking, bro, don't get me wrong. Each series is a different series, but if they were to face OKC, it looks scary for OKC because can't nobody. Luke Dort ain't gonna do nothing with Ant. Don't get me wrong. Luke Dort is a great defender. He stopped some amazing players, but he ain't gonna be able to deal with Ant. He ain't gonna be able to deal with him. Yeah, bro.
I mean, if you're the Timberwolves, I'd rather face the Nuggets.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, one, they have their number, and they're just so far at least they're just probably not better than the Thunder. But the Thunder do have one thing. Yeah, I kind of agree. Luke Dort, he ain't gonna be like clamping Ant. It's not gonna happen. But the Thunder have different types of people they can throw it in. Throw J-Dub, Alex Caruso, Lou Dort. Like, they got a lot of people they can throw it. Even Aaron Wiggins to a degree. Like, they got a lot of people they can throw at him. And Casey Wallace. They have so many players that they can throw at him. It's going to be a difficult matchup. And I don't think
when Julius come in.
No, for real, though. And this ain't a hot take. I don't think it's far-fetched that if they do play the Thunder, he outplays SGA. I don't think that's far-fetched.
I don't think it is either.
Like, because he knows he sees the challenge. That's the MVP over there. He gonna go at the man. He gonna try to show the world, like, hey, I can be the guy too. And if Ant wins the ring, well, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I was just gonna say that Ant wins the ring. You can start hearing some conversations. Some people might say he's the best player in the league.
You might hear conversations that he is the next GOAT. I'm not gonna lie to you. At 23, I don't think we've ever seen a player win. Well, probably Magic. I don't even think Magic won at 23.
Well, he won his rookie.
But what I was gonna say, low key, they can't split up Ant and Jaden McDaniels. That's low key like Baby Jordan and Baby Scotty. They can't split them up. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see if Julius Randle will be the key to whoever they face in the conference finals. Julius Randle is the key.
Yeah, Ant's 23, gonna turn 24 this summer. Bro, he only in year 5 and he doing all this. Like you said, he got the Infinity Stones. Damn near.
Mm-hmm.
He out here slaying the legends, going to Western Conference Finals. Bro, we talked about it. We said, is this the throwaway year? We talked about that. We talked about is this the throwaway year? I know I did it, and I do think both of you could correct me if I'm wrong. I think we both said yes, this is the throwaway year. And it's not the throwaway year. They can potentially win the championship, like you said. They have a legit chance of winning. They really do. And I think a lot of people is going to pick the Timberwolves if they do go to the finals between, say, the Pacers or the Knicks, or if the Celtics do come back or whatever. They actually might pick them.
They beating the Pacers for sure. They beating the Pacers for sure. They beating the Pacers. Bro, that's going to be a fun series, though. I don't want to see that, but that'll be a fun series. The Knicks, they could beat the Knicks as well. Because, the Knicks going to run their guys all 40 minutes. Jalen Brunson out there on one leg. Karl Anthony Towns gonna stay in foul trouble. So, and then Ant gonna bitch Karl Anthony Towns, bro. He gonna bitch him, bro. I already see that coming.
That's his guy.
That may be, but once Ant one of them type of guys, well, yeah, we friends, but once we get on that court, we ain't friends no more. So.
And Julius Randle he got chip on his shoulder too if they do face in the finals. Got a chip. They traded him. They basically gave up on him. Julius Randle gonna show. I think he'll show out. I think he shows out if they. He
gonna go at Cat, bro. And we've seen. I don't think Nas Reed can guard Julius. I don't think Cat can guard Julius because Julius is so physical, and they really finesse big. So, if he can get Cat in foul trouble, we all see how that goes with the Knicks. Once Cat's in foul trouble, it's a different ball game out there.
I would actually, I was thinking of this like a couple of days ago. If the Thunder do win this series, I think we will start seeing more of Ant and Shai Gilgeous, meeting in the playoffs a lot more and potentially going to Western Conference Finals more. Like, I can see, it would be those guys. Always going. Yeah, I think we can start seeing that too, low key. Like, I really do think that. Like, those would be the guys. I don't think that's far-fetched.
That'd be an exciting. That's exciting. Shai versus Ant every single Western Conference. Not every single, but you know what I mean. If they meet in the Western Conference, yeah.
Yes, that's exciting, bro. Because you got Shai, the nonchalant guy. Then you got Ant, the rowdy guy. Always gonna be talking shit. Hey, man, that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. But I did want to bring up Ed Edwards, man, the best shooting guard of the league. And congratulations to the Timberwolves, man. You back in the Western Conference Finals again and potentially go to the finals. Now let's get into the Celtics and the Knicks. The Knicks went up 3-1 on the Boston Celtics. Obviously, Jayson Tatum tore his Achilles in game 4. Prayers up to him. That is my guy. Prayers up to him. But the Celtics lost that game, and the Knicks go up 3-1. And then yesterday, the Celtics fought back with some pride, was at home to extend the series to a game 6. Now they're down 3-2. What are your takeaways from this series? Because I think the last time we talked, it was 2-0 the Knicks. But what is your takeaways from the rest of this series so far with the Knicks and Celtics?
To be honest with you, I thought, before Jayson Tatum got injured, I thought they were gonna come back and they were gonna win 4 straight. Um, but that injury with Jayson Tatum, I thought they was gonna win that game because he was on a heater, bro. Oh my God, bro! In the first quarter, they couldn't miss from 3. And then Jayson Tatum, he looked good the entire game. He had some big shots in the fourth quarter. But yeah, I thought they would have ended up pulling that game out because he was playing amazing, bro. Bro, he had 42, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks. I'm like, bro, he's out there doing everything. You could just tell he was out there on the mission, G. And that Achilles pop, and it was a wrap from there. I'm actually surprised that they went and got game 5. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought they was gonna be deflated, and I thought they was gonna come out there. I ain't gonna say get blown out, but I thought they was gonna lose that game. I thought the Knicks was gonna close it out. But shout out to Jaylen Brown and Derek White. Derek White was on the heater the last 2 games. But because game 6 is back in New York. I think the Knicks gonna close it out. Yeah, I think the Knicks gonna close it out though. I don't think between Porzingis not playing, and then even though Jaylen Brown had a good game, they were doubling him and making him see 2 every time. So the only way the Celtics are gonna get this game is if Derek White has another amazing game, or if Drew Holiday steps up, or if Peyton Pritchard goes off. But yeah, I got the Knicks winning.
Well, we go back to to game 3. I think game 3 is showed like when they hit their threes, they're damn near unstoppable, and that's what they did. They blew them out in game 3, and then you think in game 4 it's like, damn, if the Knicks go, if they're hitting their shots, the series might be tied. And like you said, Jayson Tatum was on a heater, bro. And the reason he was on the heater because no one else was doing anything. Outside of Derek White first quarter, he was kind of absent throughout the entire game. Like you said, Porzingis wasn't giving you nothing. Jaylen Brown's damn near stayed in foul trouble that whole entire game, and he wasn't giving you anything. So he was the only one that could do anything, and he kept them in the game. And yes, when he did tore his Achilles, they were down by 9. They probably was going to lose anyway, but he kept them in the game throughout. And if he just gets any help, they probably could have won that game. And I don't want to hear people say, "Oh, if Jaylen Brown did turn the ball over, he wouldn't have." No, it's a freak accident. It happens. Jaylen Brown turned the ball over. He was going for the ball like a person like a basketball player. You see the ball, you go for it. It just happens. It's freak injury. So I'm not blaming Jaylen Brown on that. And they lost that game. And give credit to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson was unstoppable in game 4. He was unstoppable. He was hitting everything, bro. I say it all the time. I feel like every time he shoots, it's going in. I do feel like that every time he shoots the basketball, it's gonna go in. And Mikal Bridges played good too. Outside of yesterday, Mikal Bridges has been decent. He been pretty decent like the 4 quarters. He been decent. But they won that game. But then yesterday, shout out to Jaylen Brown. Because when Jayson Tatum doesn't play, he plays really good. And I think that kind of makes sense. But he played really great yesterday. And the same thing with Derek White. Those 2 was amazing. But honestly, though, if it wasn't for Luke Cornett, hey, man, Luke Cornett was amazing yesterday.
Bro, the man had 10, 9, and 7 blocks.
He was amazing. He was amazing yesterday. And that time, it's crazy because the 2 wins that they have, they've been blowing them out. And I think in every single game, the Knicks have been down by like double digits. At one point in the game, they've been down. So this time they just didn't come back. But if I'm the Knicks, bro, I said it yesterday. I'm like, y'all just kind of folded because the Pacers already are chilling. So they getting more rest. So they getting an extra 2 days now. Y'all can't lose game 6. If they lose game 6, I think they damn near might lose the series. It's not far-fetched they lose this series if they lose game 6, bro. You can't go into Madison Square Garden and fold. You can't do that. Like
No, you can't.
no, I was just about to say now the Celtics, I think the momentum shifts to them. And plus, they don't have nothing to play for. We already lost damn near our best player. We already down 3-1. What we got to play for? Now we go out play free. But it's pressure on the Knicks now. It's pressure on y'all to get that W tomorrow. Because if y'all lose, it's no guarantee y'all win game 7. It's no guarantee.
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, OG and Mikal Bridges have to show up. Cat has to stay out of foul trouble. And even if Cat is in foul trouble, OG and Mikal Bridges have to show up. I think the last 2 games, OG has not done anything. Well, I think he had what? He had 20. That game 4 that Tatum
I think he played
got
good.
injured.
I think he
Yeah, he
played
played good
decent.
that
I
game.
think he played decent
Yeah.
that game.
But they have to show up, bro. They have to show up. Ain't no more days off. Then they wasted Josh Hart game. Josh Hart dropping 24 when y'all waste that game. When do we ever see Josh Hart have a big explosion like that? Hardly ever. But yeah, OG and Mikal, they have to show up. They have to show up. We know Jalen Brunson is gonna show up. And what cat are we gonna get? Are we gonna get Cat with 5 fouls in the second quarter? Or are we gonna get a cat that's gonna show his dominance? But yeah, OG and Mikal, y'all gotta show up tomorrow. Y'all have to, so y'all can close out this series. Because they need the rest more than anything.
They do. I agree. Especially with the Pacers. Somebody said the Pacers are probably the most conditioned team left in the league in the playoffs right now. Because all they do is run. They're run. Yes, and they're healthy.
I don't think nobody on their team is hurt. Nobody.
There's some people hurt, but I know what you mean. Like everybody got like something is hurt, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Like you said, the Knicks need as much rest as they can, bro. They do. They can't, bro. Like you said, Tom Thibodeau go run their guys to the ground. The only reason these guys didn't play no 40-some minutes because they was getting blown out. So that was really the only reason. So just imagine if it's another close game on tomorrow, they're gonna be playing 40+ minutes. You already got no bench. He only playing Mitchell Robinson and Miles McBride. Those are the only guys he playing off the bench. He don't play no campaign. He don't play Precious. He don't play none of those guys. So you guys have to like get as much rest as you can. And Jalen Brunson, I don't think he really had a good game yesterday. I really don't think he had a good game. Like we didn't have a Jalen Brunson game. Now in game 4, he had a masterclass because him and Jayson Tatum was going band for band in that third quarter. They was going band for band, and I'm just like, damn. If only he had some more help. But Jalen Brunson and Jayson Tatum was going at it. But like I said, I want to give credit to Jaylen Brown. We saw everything. We saw the all around Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, scoring, playmaking. His handle is probably not the best. His playmaking ain't bad.
Need to work on that.
His playmaking is not bad. Yes.
That left still needs some work. That left still needs some work too.
Yes, but Jaylen Brown deserves all the credit. He stepped it up with no Jayson Tatum, Derek White. Bro, Derek White is another guy. I feel like when he left open, he always got hit. He always got hit, bro.
I think he had more than 4 threes, like the damn near what 3, at least 3 games this year. I mean, not this year. This series.
Bro, yes, he had 7 yesterday. He had 7. Bro, they went 22 for 49. They shot 44% from 3. So I mean, like when they hit their threes, they're on one.
Yeah, bro, he hit over 3 threes in every game, Jay. Every game he's hit over 3 threes.
Bro, he's a sniper, bro. He's good, bro. He's so good. He's really good, bro. But like I said, we talked about Porzingis. What do you do with him? Do you even play him? Like, what do you do with him?
Yeah, I would still play him in the little spot minutes that I got. I would still play him and see what I can get up out of him because when he's out there, he's still a threat. So I'll play him. I'll play him as much as I can. I'll probably try to play him at least 2 to 3 minutes every quarter. At least 2 or 3 minutes. Then in the fourth, I'll save him for like the last 3 minutes if he can go that long.
Bro, he gave you 1 point. in 12 minutes. And he only gave you 1 rebound. He's basically he can't give you anything. He's just out there. Bro, Joe Mazzulla said yesterday he couldn't
He played
breathe.
24 game. What was that? What was it? Game 4? He played 24 minutes game 4.
And he was trash. He was trash. He
If
can't
he can give me 24 minutes, we good.
I ain't gonna lie. I think you put him on the bench and probably start Luke Cornett. I think you what he can't give you anything. He's basically as useless as me and you. He's just wearing a jersey and we're not. Like, that's it.
No,
He
I would have
can't
got a
do
bucket
it.
out there. I at least
Okay.
would have got 2 points. I at
All
least would have got 2.
Well, they be just swatting your shit, bro. They
I would have
your shit.
got a layup or a floater, and I would have went to the line. I would have at least got me 2 points.
Okay, bro. Hey, Josh Hart could put you on lock. Josh Hart putting you on lock. Josh Hart putting you on
Wheaties. That nigga need to eat his Wheaties.
Josh Hart putting you on. You know what they gonna do? They gonna put OG on you just because. They gonna put OG on you just because. They ain't even gonna put Josh Hart. They gonna put OG on you. It's gonna be like that in Space Jam when they was looking up. That's gonna be you be looking up at OG. Boy, I'm gonna put
that
OG
nigga in the
on
pick
you.
and roll. Put that nigga, get the fuck up off me. Put that nigga in the pick and roll.
What, he gonna D you
fuck
up,
off
bro?
Me.
He gonna take them cookies, bro. Yeah, brother. You ain't doing it. Now, I give you a chance if you was what? If you was 6'4", I give you a chance. I give you a chance if you was 6'4". I give you a chance. You right now? No offense, brother. I love you, but no, you can't do it. But no, I think about.
Haven't you ever heard heart over height? Heart over height. You ever heard that? Look at Isaiah Thomas. Nigga was a dog.
You're not Isaiah Thomas though. You're not Isaiah Thomas. You're not Isaiah. No, like Isaiah Cole, but you're not him. I think you're a good player. I think you're a good basketball player. I just don't think you're Isaiah Thomas. But no, I think about probably starting Luke Cornett. I think about it. Because if Porzingis is only going to play 12 minutes, what is he out there for? And I like that they put Jaylen Brown on Jalen Brunson. They put him on him, and he plays some really good defense on him. And I think if Jaylen Brown could play like this, which he can, it's not far-fetched. They could win game 6, bro. It's gonna be a tall task. But it's not far-fetched. It's really not far-fetched, bro.
If they want to win, Drew has to show up. Drew has to show up. We need old Drew. We need Philadelphia Drew. We need New Orleans Drew.
You ain't getting that. I ain't getting that. Your best players really are Derek White, Brown, and Peyton Pritchard. Those are your 3 scorers right there. Al Horford is so old now, you can only count on him for so long. I don't know how Al Horford be putting the clamps on these young guys, bro. He be doing it. He be clamping
He talking about he's not even gonna retire next year either.
He can still hoop. Low-key though, Cat hasn't hit a lot of threes this series though, and that's what he's been doing. Like, you know, his whole career in this season. It's the 3-pointer, but that has kind of failed him. He's basically down low. Like, I think one of these games we're gonna get a Cat game. Well, they kind of need it next game, but I think we get a Cat game. I think we get a Cat game where he drops at least 26. Probably 12, hit like 3 3-pointers. I think we get that. Jalen Brunson, we could get a Jalen Brunson masterclass. We could get that. But I do want to ask, even though they're still here, what does the Jayson Tatum mean for the Boston Celtics going forward? Because it's just the same with Achilles. He's most likely going to be gone all of next year. Probably won't come back until 27? So what does the Jayson Tatum injury, what does that do for the Boston Celtics?
Well, you know, they already got some decisions to make this off season. Because I think they over the luxury, ain't they?
About a lot.
So they got some decisions to make. And then you might miss Jayson Tatum the whole entire season. Now it makes him even more prevalent that you can break them up. You got to keep Brown. You got to keep them together. But that's a big blow for them. Jayson Tatum's their best player. You can't win a championship without him. So the Celtics, they got all them picks anyway. So if y'all mid next year, mid to ash, you can get in the lottery next year and see what you can do with that. You either leverage that or draft you another good young player, and keep it moving.
Do you think now, even it was the reports out anyway, but do you think now is Porzingis gone? Is Drew Holiday gone? Are they gone now?
Yeah, I think they still gone. Even if Jayson Tatum didn't tear his Achilles, I think they were still gone. Because you got to make room some way, somehow. And Porzingis, you can't give. I don't think you should give up Derek White. I think you should keep Derek
No.
White, Brown, and Tatum together, and the
Yes.
rest of them can go.
Bro, I think that whole starting five, all of them are making over 20 million or more. Every last person is making over 20 million or more. And you pay Peyton Pritchard. They gave Sam Hauser a little decent deal. Like they got a lot of people under contract for a long time. And then they got the new ownership and now them owners probably don't want to pay all that. And that's why the other
They
owners sold the
cheap.
team.
They cheap.
I can't tell because at least the old owners, they paid everybody. They did what they were supposed to do. You paid everybody to potentially run this team back and potentially win another championship. It's just stuff happens, and now the new owners, they don't want to pay all this. I don't blame them to a degree because especially when you have limitations when you are over the salary cap. I think first round picks are frozen. You can't sign nobody out in the buyout market. It's just so many limitations now. So Brad Stevens has to think like, I think we keep Derek White, Jaylen Brown. We really got to keep him because he's going to be our best player. Drew Holiday, he is older. Probably got to get rid of Porzingis. Low-key, Porzingis' time with the Boston, it hasn't been a disappointment.
No, it's been a disappointment, bro. He hasn't played.
He hasn't played in the regular season.
But we talking about the playoffs when we need you.
Oh, no, in the playoffs he hasn't done it.
We got you for the playoffs. We specifically got you for when we get to the playoffs, and you're never there. Like, he's never – I mean, he's played in a couple of series, but for the most part, that man's a no-show.
I was just going to say underwhelming.
That shit been disappointing. Because y'all brought him there to be what? Y'all third best player, and he has not been that. And he has not been that at all. He's been like your fifth.
No, for real. You ain't lying. Like in the regular season when he plays amazing. It's just, like you said in the playoffs, because last year, because he hurt his calf or something, and he basically missed all the playoffs until the finals. Then this year, he got some weird.
He only played like a game or two in the finals, I think.
I think he played a couple of games in that Miami Heat series. Then he missed all up to the finals. I think he played.
Was it his foot? I think he re-injured his foot or something like that.
Was it the foot? Probably was the foot. I was thinking the calf.
Regardless.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Regardless, he did not play.
So, I was just going to say underwhelming because he has played, it's just when in the playoffs, like you said, he's not there. So, I do think he's gone because I think he's getting paid $20 million. I think he's getting paid that. So, it's like, I don't know. And I think Drew Holiday is getting paid 20 plus. Derek White is getting paid 20 plus. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown are damn near getting paid 50 plus. So it's like, you don't want to pay all that to this team. And especially now that JT's hurt, you're probably going to be if they do trade those guys, you probably just get back some decent players. That team is nowhere near championship. But that team can potentially get what? Go ahead.
Drew is getting paid $30 million. Porzingis getting paid 30, and Derek White getting paid 20. Yeah, they gotta go, bro. They gotta go. $30 million for Drew Holiday. Don't get me wrong. He deserved it at that time he got the deal, but right now, no, he's not worth $30 million, dog.
And Jason, what is Jayson Tatum and Brown? They getting both paid because Jayson Tatum's new deal kicks in. I think it's coming up here, so they both getting paid 50.
Yeah, Jaylen Brown getting paid 49 right now, and then this year Jayson Tatum getting paid 34.
So next year he's gonna get the 40 something, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So
He gonna get 54 next year. He gonna get 54
yeah,
next year.
exactly. So you gotta make some changes. They did say watch out. Brian Windhorst said watch out for the Rockets and the Spurs to potentially make trades with over there. I don't know who they could get back, but he just said watch out for them. But the Celtics, I think the Knicks do close it out. I won't be shocked if they lose, though. That's all I'm gonna say. I will not be shocked if they lose, and we'll probably do a little pick 'em after this pod. So let's go with the Nuggets and the Thunder. The Thunder are up 3-2 in the series. We had a Jokic masterclass in Game 5, but they lost. And the last time we spoke, the series was tied 1-1. And throughout those games, Jokic was not playing the best. But they did take a 2-1 lead after Game 3. Thunder tied it up in Game 4. Here we are in Game 5. The Thunder are up and have a chance to close out the series tonight. What are your thoughts on the Nuggets and Thunder series so far?
Well, first and foremost, if Michael Porter Jr. was not hurt, this would be a totally different series. This would be a totally different because the OKC Thunder have had trouble scoring, and you've gotten good games from Jokic and Jamal Murray, multiple games. All they needed was Michael Porter Jr. All they needed was one more person to go out there and hit some shots for them. But I like how Denver is defending Shea. I think this is the blueprint for next series because Shea really hasn't had a Shea series. You know, he had one Shea game. I think he had like 28, but for the most part, I don't think Shea has dropped 30 at all this series.
He dropped 30
And
last
we're
game.
used to well, yeah, 30 exactly.
31.
So that's not Shea. We expecting Shea to give us 30 every single night. So they've been playing great D on him. So the Timberwolves, if OKC wins tonight, they need to look at that film. But it just goes to show you, can't nobody out there stop Jokic. Jokic just needed one more person, bro. One more person each game, whether it's Aaron Gordon or Michael Porter. But credit, I think OKC, they need to play Caruso and Wiggins more this next game. They've been really good for them. And then what's the other other one? Jay Will? That's the other one.
Jalen Williams? Not J-Dub,
Yeah,
but
that's
the
the
other
other
one?
one. Yeah, that's the
Jalen
other one. They
Williams.
need to. I like it. They talking about he's the Jokic stopper. He's not the Jokic stopper, but he's played good defense on Jokic when he has played. I think he needs to play a little more. And yeah, that's if the Nuggets want to tie this game up and this series up, Michael Porter has to show up. He has to show up.
Real quick, I think the Thunder have actually done a good job on Jokic. Like outside of what game 1 and 2, he really hasn't played that good. If we're being honest. Well, at least up to Jokic standards. Like in game 2, I mean, they got blown out. Throw that game away, whatever. But in game 3, when they won in overtime, he only gave you 20 points. He was 8 for 25. That's not good. And in game 5 and game 4, when they probably should have won that game, can we both admit that the Nuggets have kind of folded in this series and they probably should be up? Because there have been times they have been up going in like the fourth quarter and they have sold. But in game 4, he had 27 points, 13 rebounds, but he was 7 for 22. That ain't the best. I think they actually played pretty good on Jokic. And I'm going to let the chat, I ain't going to let like the TikTok comments and some y'all gaslight me, man. Because motherfuckers was gaslighting me talking about some, because when I first did the little series, I said Hardenstein and Chet was going to do a decent job on Jokic and stop him. Then exactly after that 42,
I said they have.
And then that 42-point game, and then people said, what you say, Jokic this, Jokic that. And I'm like, what? Now I let them gaslight me. I ain't gonna let the comments gaslight me no more. I knew exactly what I was talking about. And they have done a really good job on this dude. And Jamal Murray has kind of been inconsistent. And every game you might get something from him, and then the next you might get a bad game. Because what was it in Game 5? Did you see that when they only scored 19 points? Jokic scored 13 of the 19. Everybody else gave you 6 points. Like you said, if anybody else does anything, they probably win that game. And Lou Dort came up clutch because after getting benched, he comes up clutch and hits 3 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. Clutch.
Two big ones to start the fourth. Because that made them go down. I think they were down 4 after that. I think they were up like the Nuggets was up 10, then he hit 2 big threes and they got down like 6 or something like that.
Michael Porter, I know you said he needs to do something. I don't think we're getting nothing from him, really. His shoulder is so messed up. He can't do anything, bro. He's just out there. He's like Porzingis, but he's just playing more minutes. But the thing is, he has to play all that minutes because the bench is bad. The bench sucks. You can't put Peyton Watson out there because he gives you no offense. Russell Westbrook is hit or miss. And that's it.
Julian Strawther, they played Julian Strawther the other last night.
Yeah, he only played 10
minutes. He ain't got no defense though. If he was better defensively, I think he'd be playing more.
So my thing is, he has no choice but to play. And I've never had like a shoulder messed up like AC joint. So he said he can't lift. He really can't lift. So the fact he out there even shooting like that with a messed up shoulder, I give him credit. But he's out there doing absolutely nothing. He's out there doing nothing. I just need a consistent game from Jamal Murray. That's what I need. I need a consistent from him because 10 for 27 it's kind of bad. For 28 points, that's bad. And Aaron Gordon, I think Aaron Gordon has honestly been one of the best players in the series. He's been good. And I feel like we just need, is it weird that when Jokic has a masterclass, no one else does anything. They don't do nothing. But when he doesn't play like Jokic, everybody else just plays decent. They play decent. You need both to beat this team. You need a Jokic masterclass and you need the role players to play good. They haven't gotten both.
They haven't. And then credit to them. The reason why they've been in most of these games is because of the zone that they've been running on OKC. Like they're literally making Shea see 2 to 3 bodies every time he drives the ball. But what I need from OKC if they want to close this out, they have to stop playing so much one-on-one basketball, bro. Shea and J-Dub, they play so much one-on-one basketball. It takes away from the greatness of their team. They have so many great players. You don't have to play one-on-one basketball all the time. You know, you can swing the ball, get the defense moving, and score easy. That's what you do when you're going against the zone. Too many times they going against the zone and Shea want to take them one-on-one and go in the mid-range and shoot his little mid-range pulley, or J-Dub doing the same thing. Like, bro, you can't do that. You know, this next game, I want to see more ball movement from them. If we get more ball movement from them, this will be a completely different offense. This will be a completely different game. Because they have the scores. They literally can go 10 deep if they want.
Mm-hmm.
So
I still think I've been talking about it all on every reaction I do. I still think Chet and J-Dub have not been playing the best. I still believe that. I mean, like
Chet's been more aggressive lately, but he still ain't been playing all that.
Like, outside of game 3 when J-Dub dropped 32 and when they lost that game because Shea was trash and that little fourth quarter in overtime, he ain't been good. In game 4, he only gave you 10 points, and that was because Shea went off. And in game 5, he was better.
17.
He wasn't the best.
Yeah, like 17 in it.
He had 18 and 9, 5 for 14 from. It's like he wasn't the best. He was better, but he wasn't the best. And the same with Chet. Like, I feel like they haven't stepped up like we think they was. I always say your second and third best player, they have to show up. Like, well, because that was game 4. Was it game 4? I think the bench helped them win that game. The bench.
Yeah, because Chet had only had 8 points. I mean, he had 13 rebounds, but he only had 8 points.
Like, because that was the 92-87 game, a low scoring game. It's crazy.
Hold on.
But
hold on. Francisco said my mental health depends on the Nuggets winning. It's all right, dog. It's all right, dog. I don't think they're going to I don't think they're gonna pull it off. I think OKC taking this lane.
Chet had 8, like you said. J-Dub had 10. But on the bench, we get Alex Caruso with 10, Aaron Wiggins with 11. I think he needs to play a little bit more. Casey Wallace with 11. Like, it was the bench that saved them in game 4. And if they do anything, like we talk about it, Jamal Murray, 17 points, 5 for 15. Bad. Aaron Gordon, 5 for 10, 15 points. Michael Porter Jr., another single-digit game with 3 points. Bro, he's giving you 5 points in 2 consecutive games total. He's not doing anything. He can't do nothing. So it's like, if he just gets some help, because I think the Nuggets defense has actually been good. I think the defense, outside of the blowout, the defense has been pretty good for the Nuggets. It's just their offense, and they're probably tired, but you can't use that as an excuse, bro, because Jokic has to do everything for that team. He has to do everything. And if he has a bad game, they're going to lose. He can't have a bad game tonight. He can't. I think tonight is the night we both get masterclass from Shea and Jokic. I think we get masterclasses. Like, I wouldn't be shocked.
Who at home?
Go ahead.
Who at home? Denver at home?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So you got the altitude on your side. You're at home with the crowd. I mean, I'm gonna pick the Thunder because I picked Thunder in 6. This is another series. This is another game. I would not be shocked if the Nuggets pull this out in a close game. Every game has low-key been close outside of what? Game 2 when it was a blowout? Every game has been close.
Yeah,
so,
game 2.
Yeah, so they got a good chance. You just need somebody else to consistently score. Like, we need what Jamal Murray did against the Clippers. What was that in game 5? We need that in game 6 tonight. If he don't play like that, they're gonna lose. Like, they are gonna lose. And I need either J-Dub or Chet to step it up. You got to, bro. Like, Shea can only do so much, and like you said earlier, Shea hasn't played like MVP Shea. He hasn't played like it, but he's had better games than what y'all had. So he just needs help. He really needs some help. But this has been a really good series, though. It's been a good series. I'm surprised we haven't heard what who the MVP is. Like, we should have been heard that.
I think they gonna wait after this. After this, I think they gonna wait.
Yeah, then if Shea lose, now he getting the shit at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
Now he getting it at the crib, bro. But I have the Thunder. I think the Thunder win, but I would not be shocked if the Nuggets pull this out and force a game 7. But let's end this off with the NBA draft. The Dallas Mavericks won the NBA draft lottery on Monday. They had a 1.8% chance of winning, beating out the Wizards, the Hornets, and the Utah Jazz. So, what are your thoughts on the Dallas Mavericks winning the NBA draft lottery and potentially drafting Cooper Flag?
That shit is rigged. Ain't no way in hell y'all just trade Luka and y'all get the number 1 pick, dog. That's too big of a coincidence, dog. Ain't no motherfucking way, bro. Ain't no way. And then on top of that, y'all had a 1.6, right?
It's like 1.8. Wait, I'm looking at right. Hold on. 1.8% chance. 1.8.
Bro, that's like when Derrick Rose got drafted to Chicago, bro. They wasn't supposed to get Derrick Rose. The reason why they gave Derrick Rose because it made sense. He was a hometown kid. The Bulls, the NBA is not the NBA unless the Bulls are somewhat relevant. So they had to give them D Rose, bro. It only made sense. It's the same thing. It's the same thing with this, bro. Nico Harrison took all that slack. Dallas took all that stuff from Luka getting traded. Now y'all get him the number 1 overall pick. Come on, dog. That shit rigged.
You really think it's rigged? You really think that?
I really do. I really do. It don't make sense, G. It don't make sense.
First thing, I think everybody had the same reaction. We were shocked. Because I said it in the video the other day. I said, I don't know how the Mavericks, who traded generational superstar Luka Doncic, and somehow, some way, you guys get the number 1 overall pick ahead of all these teams. Like if we going off projection, like if everything goes right, they were supposed to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the 11th pick. They were supposed to get the 11th pick if everything just goes how in order. So you jump 10 spots. You jump 10 spots. And I'm just like, a Texas team, another Texas team got them, the Mavericks, who are still a good team. And now they get a generational player. And they already said they're not trading the pick. They're going to draft him. And I agree. And I'm going to ask you the same thing. I agree that they should keep the pick. Because I know people going to say, oh, trading for Giannis and all that stuff like that. But my thing is, Cooper Flag could be an impact player right away. Not like Giannis. I'm not saying like Giannis, but he could be an immediate impact player. And Dallas was gifted a gift. They were literally gifted a gift of getting another young white American player to be the franchise once Kyrie Irving and AD are gone. Now you got that. Why trade him for Giannis, who is 30, I think, but he's going to get up there eventually? Could he potentially pass Giannis? Who knows? Do I think so? Not really. But I think you keep the player now so you can have a future. I think with Giannis, you technically don't have a future, even though he's still 30. But with Cooper Flag, we have a future now. The draft guys gave you guys a gift. So I think you guys need to keep that pick.
Adam Silver gave him a gift. Adam Silver gave him a gift. I'm not mad if they keep it or if they trade it. I ain't mad at it at all. Like you said, they keep it. They can build on their future, and then I wouldn't have been opposed to trading it. Like I was talking with Reggie about it, and I was telling them, like, imagine if he said he didn't think it was gonna work out, but say for instance, you trade that pick to Utah and you get Lauri Markkanen and some unprotected picks back. Like I'm not mad at that at all. You know what I mean? Lauri Markkanen can definitely help the Dallas Mavericks. On top of that, that'd be nasty. Kyrie, Lauri, AD, Derek Lively, Clay, like that's not bad at all. But yeah, I'm not mad at them keeping that pick at all. Yeah, I ain't mad at it at all.
Would you trade it for Giannis?
No, I wouldn't trade it for Giannis. Giannis and AD wouldn't be able to work together. Because AD can dribble and he can play on the perimeter, but he isn't really a good 3-point shooter. And on top of that, they it's the same thing with who else we was talking about earlier with Giannis and it was Giannis and somebody else. I can't remember.
You said Mobley.
And,
Mobley, I think.
Yeah. Giannis and Mobley. It's the same thing with them. They both play the same type of game, mid post. Post ups and face ups. They play in the same area, so it's gonna be too clogged unless AD becomes this 3-point sniper, which I highly doubt. I don't think the fit will work.
Let me read these chats real quick. Simone, Wolves and the Knicks is something I want to see. It'd be very nice. I'm not gonna cap. Jimmy was emulating Ben Simmons. I ain't gonna go that far. My mental health depends on the Nuggets winning tonight. No, he can. I think he's talking about when I said Shea gonna have a masterclass. CJ in denial. I can't. And Francisco trade I did. Mavs received Jared Vanderbilt and Bronny James, and the Lakers received Cooper Flag, Gafford, and Anthony Davis. What y'all think? Did I cook? You didn't cook, low kid. You cooked, low kid.
He burnt. He burnt that shit. He ain't cooked. He burnt it.
You're cooking, brother. You're cooking, brother. You are cooking, man. I do it. Bronny James could go. Cooper Flag and AD. Woo! Cooper Flag and AD. You're cooking, brother. You're cooking. But I like that. I know I said I wanted to see him go to like the Wizards and the Hornets. It's the best place he could have landed. He's going to a team that's already decent. Like, Kyrie's going to come back eventually. Like, he might come back and say February at the most. We don't know what Kyrie's going to be, but he's going to come back. So now you getting Cooper Flag, who could be an immediate impact player. You got Anthony Davis, depends on health. The team is still not bad. It's still not bad. You still got PJ, Klay Thompson, Daniel Gafford Lively, Najee Marshall. They still got a good team. They still got a decent team. And I already said Cooper Flag outside Kyrie because Kyrie's hurt. He's already the second best player on the damn team, in my opinion. He's already second best. If you want to say PJ Washington, that's fine. But he's already immediate second best. But this is honestly best for them. I did not think the Mavericks would have a chance of getting the first overall pick and potentially drafting Cooper Flag. And I see a lot of people saying that, they're not trading that pick. And I'm not trading. And then, the Kevin Durant to Dallas. I ain't trading that pick for no damn Kevin Durant anyway. So imagine with KD, AD, whenever the hell Kyrie comes back, and Cooper Flag. What you think of that team?
Well, first and foremost, I don't think they're gonna do that, but it allows them to hide Cooper Flag. It allows them to hide his deficiencies and highlight his what he's good at, being athletic, playing defense, shot blocking, hustling. And then now you get to whatchamacallit, you get to hide his offensive liabilities. He can shoot a little bit, but if you got KD, Kyrie, AD, we don't really need Cooper Flag to go out there and give me 15 to 18 points. You know what I mean? Even if they don't get KD, even if they got, Cooper Flag, Clay, Kyrie, AD, and Gafford Lively, like he still gets to, high on the offensive end, and do what he's good at, hustling, cleanups, playing D, putbacks. So, it allows him to develop. You know what I mean? So you're not expecting too much out of him while you're getting him to develop for the future. That way, when it's time for him to take over and get the keys, now he's ready. So I ain't mad at it.
I like their defense. I like their defense. Their defense is going to be really good with Cooper, Lively, or Gafford, and AD. That defense is going to be really good.
Who do you start? Do you keep Clay in the starting lineup, or do you start Cooper at the 2 and keep PJ Washington in there?
I think. Wait, is Kyrie here hypothetically?
Assuming Kyrie's healthy.
Okay, me personally, I would put Cooper in the starting lineup, but I feel like I'm just going on what the Mavs I think would do. I think they will bring him off the bench to start, but I would probably start him and bring PJ Washington off the bench. So it'd be Kyrie, Clay, Cooper, AD, Gafford, because for some reason, I just feel like Gafford, Lively, or whoever, AD, PJ, Cooper, that don't look good. It don't feel good. Where's the off? Like, you got PJ Washington, not cool. AD, we know what he is. Kyrie, we know what he is. I feel like you don't get a lot of shooting in that lineup. That's what they would be missing if you had to start all four of them. So I think either Cooper or PJ Washington come off the bench. But I would start Cooper. But I think the Mavericks would start him on the bench if Kyrie was healthy. That's just me. What would you do?
Well, me personally, I ain't gonna lie, I'll start both of them. Because one, well, let me put it like this. I would close with both of them. Okay. And I fuck around would start both of them because, all we gonna need from Cooper is to spot up in that corner and shoot threes. That's really what we gonna need from him. And then PJ, he can shoot. The only thing, like you said, the spacing is gonna be kind of bad. There's really not any shooting out there. Because you got the two bigs and AD and Lively or Gafford, and then you got PJ Washington, who isn't really a knockdown 3-point shooter, but he can shoot. But yeah, that they defense and they could potentially be a really great fast break team too. You got Cooper, Kai, PJ, and then AD trailing, and then Lively or Gafford. They like to run the floor too. So defensively though, they're going to be really good defensively for sure.
Now let's get to another team that actually kind of won in this situation. The San Antonio Spurs. They got the number 2 overall pick and they technically don't really need anything. And now a lot of people are saying they should go after Giannis. I think they should go after him. That's just me though. Because their pick, they had a 6% chance of getting the number 1, the top pick. But do you like the Spurs with the number 2 overall pick? And there are reports that the Spurs actually like Dylan Harper in the backcourt with Stephon Castle and De'Aaron Fox. Do you like that? You're muted, brother. You're muted. Muted. I still can't hear you. Can't hear you. Still can't hear you, brother. Still can't hear you. Yeah, man. Charles had to leave, bro. Them AirPods, man. Them AirPods. Me personally, though, I said in my other video, I said I would trade the pick for Giannis. I would trade the pick.
You get me now, right?
I hear you now, brother.
Yeah, I seen reports of saying that all three of them can fit in the same backcourt, but to me, that's kind of ugly. That's too many guards you got. You got too many good guards that need the ball. Because Dylan Harper, he can shoot, but he's better on the ball than he is as a spot up shooter. Because I don't know if you looked at the combine, he didn't really shoot that well at the combine.
I was gonna text you and say that was on. I didn't know if you knew it was on like the past couple of days, but continue, my bad.
Yeah, but yeah, I think they should trade it. I think they're just bluffing, to be honest with you. But I think they should just trade it because there's no point. You got three lead guards that need the ball. You don't need that many talented guards on your team. Yeah, I think they should trade it though. I would trade it to either the Jazz, Brooklyn, or Washington.
What about the Bucks?
I mean, do they think Dylan Harper is worth Giannis? Now, if it was a number one pick, then yeah.
I mean, but hypothetically though, remember, I did that mock trade. Now that might not be it, but we didn't know what that pick was at that time. We didn't know when I did it. But now that we do know, hypothetically, you get young players from the Spurs, and with Dylan Harper potentially, if you're Milwaukee, you're probably most likely to get other picks too. I think you kind of start out pretty good with that. I think Giannis is Giannis.
San Antonio got a lot of picks too.
Yes, they have a lot of picks. So they can honestly, they could throw in the number 2 and this 14 pick they got. That they got with the Hawks pick. They could throw that in there. Look at this from Francisco. Harper, Vassell, Keldon, a couple of picks for Giannis. Like, you could do that.
I gotta keep Vassell. Vassell.
That's fine. That's
yeah,
fine.
We gotta keep Vassell.
But you can throw like a combination of that to get Giannis. Like, if you're the Bucks, that's intriguing. At least for me, I think that's intriguing. Especially, we're probably gonna start over. We're most likely gonna start over anyway. So
and then thinking about it, they a low key fit together too. Because Victor likes to play on the perimeter anyways. So and he likes to jack up threes anyways. So you got Victor at the 3-point line, and then you got Giannis sitting there. It's like I'm not comparing Victor to Steph, but how Jimmy said that him and Steph, like Steph had the perimeter, I got the paint, and it's hard to match that. So I mean, yeah, that can work. The only thing is, how is everybody else around him going to fit with Castle and De'Aaron Fox? Of course, they're gonna make it work because it's Giannis, but how is everybody else gonna fit?
I don't know, because if you think about it, they don't have a lot. Like, everybody can play make, but no one's a really good playmaker. Like, De'Aaron Fox isn't this great playmaker who's gonna just give you guys the ball. He's not gonna. That's never been him. That's never been him. Stephon Castle, we don't know yet, but I don't think that's him. At least for now, I don't think that's him. Giannis can play make to a degree, but he ain't a great playmaker. Victor, not a great playmaker yet. So they don't. They really just don't have a lot of good playmakers on that team. So that's gonna be something to figure out.
And then shooting, because don't get me wrong, De'Aaron Fox can shoot, but Stephon Castle isn't really a great shooter. Fox is not a knockdown shooter. If you keep Vassell, that'll be your only shooter in the lineup. And then if you got Giannis, you need to surround Giannis with shooters. So what are they gonna do with that? I mean, yeah, you got Victor out there, but you need at least one more shooter out there with you.
So we are keeping Stephon Castle, right? We are keeping him.
Yeah, for
Keep
sure.
him.
Yeah.
Hey, De'Aaron Fox, Stephon, Giannis, and
Victor and
hey,
Vassell.
you've been saying even this was even before these Giannis crap came up. You was talking about this with De'Aaron Fox, how if they just get somebody else, they could be a championship team. Now
I tell
I
you,
didn't think Giannis. I didn't think Giannis,
I
but you
mean,
definitely was on that with even before De'Aaron Fox. You was definitely on that too. This was in December.
I,
I remember.
cause I'm like they got a lot of young pieces. They got a lot of picks. They got a chance to make some big moves. And right now, I think they gonna do it. I mean, I've been seeing I seen this shit a mile ahead.
I do think they need to trade that pick. Like I said, bro. Like I just don't think like you already got Stephon Castle. You already now if you didn't have De'Aaron Fox, I think they
Then
would
I
have
think about
drafted
it.
him. Yes, I
Yeah,
think they would
I
have
think about
drafted
it.
him.
Hmm.
Unless it might happen, it might not. What if you think about just trading De'Aaron Fox away? You're not tied to him. You could trade because you're gonna have to probably pay him eventually. He has one more year left. So it's like, what about trading him?
Mm, I want to say no. Cause how many years he got? He got two. Yeah, he got 1 year left next year.
You got a player option, or is
Um,
next year the legit
nah,
last year?
he a free agent. Yeah, he a free
Yeah.
agent out there. Yeah,
So
so um, and then depending on how he plays, he's probably gonna get more than because he making 37 mil, and if
he's
he
gonna want
plays
way
good
more than
next year,
that. He's
yeah,
gonna want
especially if
more
he
way more.
plays good, they play good, they make the playoffs and shit. Um, I want to say no. Well, okay, let me put it like this: depending on how far Stephon Castle develops. If Stephon Castle develops a three ball and he develops more next year, I would entertain trading De'Aaron Fox at the trade deadline to see what I can get for him. Because depending on what they do with this second overall pick, um, yeah, you can either trade De'Aaron Fox, let Stephon Castle be your lead, and then get whatever pieces you get back for De'Aaron Fox to fit with Stephon, Victor, and potentially if they trade for a superstar.
I was about to say you don't have time because, like they said, there are reports that they want to keep Dylan Harper. So it's like we trade Fox, and it's like, what if the Spurs say they don't want Giannis, whatever, and you just want to trade De'Aaron Fox, and we just cool with this little youth movement. Trade De'Aaron Fox, get some good players back. We keep Dylan Harper, so pair him with Dylan, Stephon, Victor. That could be our core three for the long haul. Then just put some more role players around them, and that's it. Like you gotta think about if you do want, because it's like, do they want to pay De'Aaron Fox all that money? Eventually, do they want to do that? He only
I
has 1
mean,
year
but,
left.
but you ain't win now, more. Y'all legit have a chance to win the championship. But depending on what the moves y'all make this offseason, y'all can literally have a shot at winning the championship in the next 2, 3 years. Legit. So it's like, do you want to win now, or do you, like you said, do you want to focus on this youth movement and develop talent? Me personally, I think the San Antonio Spurs are a win now organization. Whenever they had the chance to, they made those moves to get it done. So I think they should keep De'Aaron Fox, trade that number 2 overall pick, go get you Giannis or KD or whatever superstar you looking to get, and be in win now mode.
I ain't
Because
trading
they,
that
like you
number
said, they
two.
could trade both. They could trade both and get some decent pieces back.
I ain't trading that 2 pick for KD. I ain't doing it. That's just me though. I'm not doing it. But I've already said, like, bro, Victor is already damn near great. You don't have time to go through another rebuild with all these youth dudes because,
Mhm.
bro, even let's just hypothetically say they keep De'Aaron Fox, you keep Victor, you keep Stephon, and you draft Dylan, right? There's no guarantee they are really like good. Like Injuries can happen, and then you're bad again. Now we going through another rebuild. You don't have time for that with Wemby. You can't do that with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like if this was any other player, you can rebuild for like 3. No, Wemby's different. You can't do that with him. You've already basically shown that y'all finesse the Kings. Kings terrible organization. Y'all just got De'Aaron Fox and didn't give up nobody. So you've already kind of shown that y'all are we're trying to at least be competitive. Now that you were gifted, another team gifted the number 2 pick where they was not supposed to, now you can use that with all these other draft picks you got to get another superstar and, like you said, to potentially at least go far in the playoffs or win a championship. And I think you can't let that go by.
And G, all on top of that, all of them play the same. Legit, Castle, Harper, and Fox all the play the same. They are guards who like to attack, get downhill, and that can shoot the 3. They're scoring guards that can shoot a little bit and that like to get downhill and that can play make, bro. That's you got. Why would you draft 3 of the same guards?
Because I think when it comes you're the draft guy. Ace Bailey, it actually will make more. I think, in my opinion, it would make more sense to draft Ace over Dillon because, like you said, they got all these guards. They play the same. So I think drafting Ace is probably better fit and just a better player for them. But I think when it comes to just Ace and Dillon, Dillon's just a better guy. You just draft a better player. So that's just what I'm thinking. So I wouldn't trade. I would trade the pick. That's just me. I would trade it. Go get Giannis because the minute you get Giannis, you like you said, you champion. You already off rip championship contender. Just off rip. Like they ain't no first round. No, you supposed to damn near go to at least the Western Conference Finals. At least that. Now, maybe second round because this is the first year together. Okay, whatever. But damn near the ceiling is damn near Western Conference Finals or the Finals. That's damn near the ceiling. All right, let's get to one last team, and then we'll go through the rest kind of quickly. The Philadelphia 76ers got the number 3 overall pick because they were terrible, and they got it from the OKC Thunder. I think they were going to get top 6 anyway because they were just so bad. But I don't think nobody thought they would get number 3. But what is your take on the Philadelphia 76ers getting a number 3 pick and potentially drafting Ace Bailey with that pick?
Honestly, I don't think they should go get Ace Bailey. I think they should go get VJ Edcomb.
Okay.
Edcomb or some shit like that. Yeah, I think they should go get bro. He's they need another guard in that lineup, and then they need another defensive guard in that lineup. I mean, because you could put Tyrese, you can put him, Kelly, PG.
What about Jared McCain?
I keep Jared McCain on the bench.
Okay.
PG and then Joel as your starting 5. Because VJ, he's athletic. He got a 30-inch vertical. He's really good. He's really good in the corner. Like at the combine drill, he shot 17 from 23 from the corner. So, use him as a, that spot up corner guy shooter. He excels at that shot. Like I said, he's athletic. He plays defense. He's uber athletic. So imagine Tyrese Maxey, him, and Kelly Oubre on the wing on a fast break together. And then he has potential. He has potential to be an all-star in this league. Like this draft has a lot of all-stars. I think if they all develop right, they have a lot of all-stars. But yeah, I would go get him because you don't need Ace Bailey because you got Kelly Oubre already. You got PG. You got Yavaseli. They got a bunch of forwards over there already. So you don't really need Ace Bailey. You just need the guy that's gonna come in, play defense, be athletic, get some easy buckets. And I think VJ could do that.
As the draft guy, who do you think will be better in the next? I'm gonna just say, I'll say 5 years. Who do you think will be better, at least for the Sixers? Ace Bailey or VJ Edcomb? Who do you think would be better in 5 years from now on that
VJ.
team? Okay.
I think VJ. I like VJ's motor. I like his demeanor. I'm not saying that Ace Bailey is not a dog, but VJ, he just got that different type of gear about him. He got that different type of mentality about him. And I like that. I think that he's gonna develop really well because he played really good uh, what national team did he play for? What
Well, he
national
played
team
for
did he play
Baylor.
for? No, before he went to Baylor, he played for
Oh,
his
I ain't gonna lie, I don't
country.
know. I ain't
He
gonna.
played for his country.
You know what? I'm not even gonna act like I know because I don't know. I'm not even gonna act like it. I'm not even gonna act like it. Well,
But
you
yeah, he
said
played
something.
really
Go ahead. Go ahead.
when he played for their country. He played really well. When he played for, I think it was the Bahamas.
It probably.
I
I
want to
think
say
it
it was
is.
the
I think
Bahamas
it's the Bahamas. I think it is. Loki. I think it
with
is Bahamas. You might be right.
DeAndre Ayton and Buddy Hield and all of them. He showed flashes and he showed that he could play with NBA level talent. And I was looking at some like they practices and scrimmages and shit like that, and he looked like he belonged. So I like him. I like him a lot for them. And then it gives Philly what they want: somebody that's grit and grind, somebody that's hard nosed, somebody that's gonna play every possession. He's not injury prone. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I like VJ for them.
Now, when I did this the other day, I was predicting that the starting lineup would be Tyrese. They start Jerry McCain, Paul George, Ace Bailey, and Joel. Because I do feel like, even though I know you said VJ, I think they're gonna draft Ace Bailey. I do believe that's gonna happen. Like, that's just how it is, bro. I think they do draft him, and his talent, he's like a raw prospect. He could do a little bit more, he could do a lot, but we don't know yet. And his year at Rutgers wasn't the best. Wasn't the
He
best.
showed flashes.
Yeah, he showed
Yeah, he
flashes,
showed
so it
flashes.
wasn't the best. So we don't know. And like you said 5 years. There is a chance he could be better than VJ. There is a chance, but we don't know. So I do think they draft him, and I see some people say they should trade that pick. They ain't trading that damn pick. They ain't
No.
trading that pick. First of all, you need somebody outside of Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid most likely might not even be there in the next 4 years. Paul George definitely ain't gonna be there in the next 4 years. You're gonna need some talent. Tyrese Maxey, McCain, those your little building starters. Then you got gifted with the third pick. So you probably, like you said, either draft VJ or Ace Bailey. I think it's probably just gonna be Ace Bailey because he's just a
O-
presumptive number 3 overall player in this draft.
Only reason why I wouldn't draft Ace Bailey is because low key that when they came out and said he was 6'7", that
Oh
low key
yeah.
kind of moved me, bro. Cause
Oh
him
yeah.
being 6'10", playing like that, I could see him. I could put him at my two then. Him being 6'10",
Well, he's
but
6'8"
him
with
being
shoes,
6'7",
probably.
nah, he's 6'7" with shoes.
Oh, with shoes. Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
think he like 6'7" with shoes, or he's exactly like 6'8" with
Oh,
shoes.
okay. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
regardless, VJ is what 6'5", 6'8", wingspan, whatever like that. I mean, not wingspan. Yeah, I think wingspan. Then he got like a 8'2" standing reach. So he's not like no scrub either. Him and Ace Bailey,
Hmm.
damn near same height, 2 inches off. I mean, I like VJ better defensively, but like you said, you can't go wrong with either pick. I just like VJ's fit better.
All right. So what this draft that show, man, you could take all you want. You ain't gonna get that first pick. We just saw the Hornets,
Mhm.
the Jazz, and the Wizards get what? Number 4, number 5, and number 6. Do you think them getting those specific picks has messed up so far, at least for now, their future?
Utah, yeah.
They're screwed, bro.
Because
I'm sorry.
they were supposed to get Cooper Flag. They were supposed to get Cooper Flag. But Charlotte, no, because Charlotte can go get Ace Bailey. I don't think that's why I think that because VJ doesn't fit there at all. Because you already
Mhm.
got Brandon Miller and you got LaMelo. I don't think he really fits there. I like Ace Bailey there. Slide him
Mhm.
at the three. You got Miles, or put him at the four. You got Miles at the four, whatever like that. And then Mark Williams. I like Ace Bailey's fit there better. But yeah, Utah's definitely screwed.
He says 6'7.5" barefoot. So he's probably 6'8" with shoes. He's probably 6'8" with shoes. But 6'8" and 6'10" is still different. Like it
That's
doesn't. It's
two
still.
different things.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, 6'7.5" barefoot, whatever. I think the Hornets are still okay. I think they're still okay, like you said. Now for the Jazz, they're screwed, bro. I'm sorry, they're screwed because I feel like they were banking on getting Cooper, bro. I do feel like they were banking on him. You know, Utah is Utah, bro. Ain't nobody going there. It's cold. Y'all super small market team. You needed this guy to potentially be the face of your franchise and to just be that guy. Now you ain't getting that guy. You're just not, well, at least not a Cooper Flag type guy. You're not getting that. And for the Wizards, I think the Wizards are still okay. I think they're okay still. But it just shows, man, hey, we can take all we want. We ain't guaranteed to get that number 1 pick.
Gee, and it sucks because after the 4th pick, bro, the talent drops down. I ain't gonna say a lot, but ain't no after Ace Bailey, only other person I can see that can probably be an all-star is either Derek Queen or Trey Johnson. But I'm not really too confident on that. But them 4, I can see them 4 being all-stars in this league.
Did you see ESPN put out a mock draft after the lottery?
Mm-hmm.
We can go through this real quick. So with the first pick, you got Cooper Flag, obviously, to the Mavericks. With the second pick, now it's up to you. Dylan Harper to the Spurs. And you can stop me whenever if you don't like a pick, whatever. 76ers draft Ace Bailey. The Hornets get VJ Edgecombe.
I'll just switch those two.
Now with this 5th pick, I'll just go to lottery. The Utah Jazz draft Jeremiah Fears.
Don't get me wrong, Fears is nice, but you already got Keontae there. You already got Isaiah Collier there. You got Colin Sexton there. Like you already got a bunch of guards. They got a bunch of guards on their team already. What you need Jeremy Fears for? And they're all legit the same height. Because I think he's like 6'4", 6'5". So they all the same height.
I think this comes down to who's the best player available. And they probably, and most likely in the offseason, they might get rid of, say, Colin Sexton or Jordan Clarkson or somebody. Like, and even if, let's just hypothetically, they do get rid of them, you still got, like you said, Keontae and Isaiah Collier. So it's like, you still got all of them. So I don't know. The Wizards draft Trey Johnson. What you think about that?
Oh, well, they just need talent on their team. They just need talent. On mine, I did my own little dig. Like I put Knipple. I got Knipple going. I got Knipple going 5th just based off fit.
To Jazz.
And then to the Jazz. He probably won't go that well. I don't know because he played really well this season. So depending on how he do during his pro day, the Jazz might rock with him, but they probably go Fears like you said. And then in Washington, I got either Fears or Derek Queen. I think putting Derek Queen, you could put Derek Queen with Alex Sarr, and then let him go against the bigger centers in the NBA, and then that way you could protect Alex Sarr and let Alex Sarr do what he's great at, playing weak side defense. And then you got a bruiser and Derek Queen right there. And then you still, because like if you draft Fears there, you got Bub Carrington. You still got Jordan Poole. You got Keyshawn George, who they let run points sometimes. Marcus Smart still there. They got all the guards over there.
The Pelicans draft. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Pelicans. They draft Kamala Malawach, the center from Duke.
I got Trey Johnson going now. I got him going there because they need shooting. They need shooting around Zion, and bro, he can shoot the ball. So
the Nets draft Con Knipple, the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah.
So I got either Fears or Queen going there too. Most likely, I think Fears should go there because they need a guard. They ain't got no guards, and then and depending on what they do with Claxton, yeah. So I got either one of them going now.
The Raptors get the draft. The Raptors draft Colin Murray Boyles.
Boy.
He played for South Carolina.
Oh,
He's a center, power forward center.
yeah. I got whatchamacallit dude from Duke going there.
The Raptors.
Yeah, up to the Raptors. Because they gotta do something with Podol. Podol don't fit their timeline, so they probably trade Podol this offseason.
The Rockets draft. I'm gonna just say Jakunis, your guy from Illinois.
They don't need him.
They don't need
They
a
don't
lot.
need him.
They don't need a lot.
Yeah, and then depending on what they do,
I think
I
they
feel like
trade this
depending
pick.
on what they, you said who?
I think they trade this pick. This is the pick they used to go get Kevin Durant.
I was gonna say yeah, because depending on what they do this offseason, they might not even have that pick.
Because he just honestly he just gonna be like Reed Shepard, just be buried on the bench, bro. Like Reed Shepard was literally buried on the bench.
Whoever goes there gonna be buried on the bench.
And it's not his fault either. Reed Shepard probably could play. It was just so many people ahead of him. It's like can't play. Now the Portland Trailblazers draft Derek Queen. This is in my draft.
Yeah, I know that you know that don't make no sense. You already got Kling and eight. That don't make no sense. And I think beyond Derek
and
Queen better.
And
Yeah,
Klingon.
y'all got too many bigs over there, bro.
The Bulls draft Igor Denham.
That's the dude from BYU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we need to go get a big. I like that big from Georgetown. Thomas Sober. He only 6'9", but like his wingspan is long as hit. I think they say he got the longest wingspan in the draft. I think it's like 7'6", 7'7", or something like that. His wingspan.
So we got two more. The Hawks draft Jace Richardson.
That's folks' son.
Jason Richardson.
Yeah, they need a big. Well, no, they got
Congo.
They got Congo.
And then Jalen Johnson comes back.
And then Jalen Johnson comes back. They just need a scorer, honestly. Somebody off the bench, a good scorer off the bench. I like bro there that you said from BYU. I like him going there.
Igor Denham.
Yeah, I like him going there.
And the Spurs, just only doing a lottery. The Spurs draft Carter Bryant.
That's the dude from Arizona, right?
Yeah, Arizona.
What is he, like a forward?
Yeah, small forward, power forward. Small forward, power forward.
Power forward. I mean, they do need a backup big for Wemby. Because I think Charles Baisley, he's a free agent.
He could play center?
Yeah, how tall is he?
Well, don't say. Actually,
I don't think. Well, last time when I watched Arizona, he ain't looked that big. He looked like he like 6'6", 6'7", maybe 6'8".
On ESPN, it say 6'8", 220. That's what ESPN says.
No, they need to go get them a backup big for Wemby. They need to go get a backup big.
All right, so we're gonna end it off with this. Giannis Antetokounmpo has not officially asked for a trade, but he has given indication that he is open to probably moving to a different team. So I'm gonna ask you, what are your thoughts on Giannis Antetokounmpo potentially getting traded from the Milwaukee Bucks?
I mean, I don't blame him. He's trying to win while he still has time left in his career. And the Bucks don't have any type of assets or any type of way of helping him in the future besides just being him and Dame. So he sees it's going nowhere. Why waste the next couple of years of my basketball career in Milwaukee when I know I'm not gonna win nothing? So why not get out there early? I ain't mad at him. Now it all depends on what team he go to, though.
Well, you did see that he wants to stay in the East.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to stay in the East, but then also it was the report saying that he wants to go somewhere with no state income tax. Florida, Texas. So obviously you bring up the Texas team, the Rockets, the Spurs, and the Mavericks. But then, according to him, he wants to stay in the East. And then they said the two teams have emerged as destinations interested for the two-time MVP are the Raptors and the Nets. And I actually just tweeted this like a couple of hours ago. I said him on the Raptors isn't the worst thing if he does want to stay in the end. It's not the worst because I should have made a trade, didn't have time, probably do it after this. You gotta keeping Scotty Barnes. If you ask
I was gonna
Scotty,
say, how they gonna fit? How they gonna fit? He gonna have to go.
Look, bro, we gonna figure this out. We gonna figure it out because if I trade you Scotty Barnes, I feel like we in no better situation than we are now. That's just me. So I already know we throwing RJ in there. RJ, you in there regardless. We throwing you in there. Probably throwing Jakob Hurdle. Low key, I don't know how it is. You might have to throw Brandon Ingram and you just got him. You might have to throw him in there too.
Shit, you damn near giving up everything then.
Well, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna try not. Well, they do got what pick they got? You got to throw in that pick. I did take a picture. What pick they got? The Raptors have the 9th pick. We throwing that in there. I think Masai Ujiri has a whole bunch of picks. We throw some picks in there. So we throwing RJ, Jakob. I'm gonna try and keep Brandon Ingram and Scotty. But you could say like you know how they can fit and all that. But I'm gonna try and keep Scotty at least because that would be my second best player, Brandon Ingram. You know, we working with something, and we in the East. So, you know, we working with something.
Yeah, I seen that report to Toronto. I didn't really like that. Because even if you do say you do have Scotty, Brandon Ingram, and Giannis, that fit is gonna be nasty. Unless you and then what you gonna do? Put Giannis at center? You gonna start him at center?
Yeah, it might be time. It's probably time for him to play center.
No, but truth. I like him. I like him with San Antonio for sure though. That's the one place I do like him going. Either that or Brooklyn. But if he go to Brooklyn, he just gonna be in no man's land like he is with Milwaukee. Unless they can find a way to put some pieces around him.
They probably could eventually. Like Brooklyn is not the Knicks. It is still New York though. And to some players that might be intriguing to some, and you are with Giannis. So you're in a bigger market and you play with a top 3 player in the league. So some players that might be intriguing. I feel like the Nets, man, they wish they would have had Cooper Flag, bro. Because they would have had Cooper Flag and cap space. Then your future looking bright. Then the future looking bright. But life don't work like that. So I do like him with the Spurs, obviously. The Mavericks isn't the worst. The Rockets, I think you said it a couple of weeks ago or last week. Şengün and Giannis, how that fit together. You probably got to give up Şengün because it just probably don't fit. You probably gonna have to give him up. I would like Şengün to stay, but I get the fit. I get it. The Heat, like I said, if it's to the Heat, they got to do a 3-10. It can't just be 1-for-1. Two. It can't be like a 1-for-1 trade. It's not gonna happen. It got to be some more teams. It's not gonna.
They ain't got enough pieces.
They don't have enough pieces. So, I mean, it really just depends. But I'm not shocked. The team is not going nowhere. They're not good. You gotta no future. Dame is hurt. What do you want? Unless you just love Milwaukee, he probably does love Milwaukee. But unless you just love Milwaukee. There's no point in staying there, bro. There's no point. So just move on. Bring your brother with you, and go try to win another championship. You know what the Nats is coming with him, bro. You know they coming with him, bro. They said the Mavericks signed his other brother. What they trying to do? You know what they trying to do. But if that ain't it, let's just do. It's only a couple of games. Well, it is only a couple of games. Let's just pick who we think will win, and then. We could go, man. This ain't gonna be no 3 hours. It's not a lot of stuff to talk about, especially when it's just us two. So tomorrow we got the tonight. Tonight we got the Denver Nuggets and the OKC Thunder. Who do you have winning and why?
I got OKC winning. I think like we said earlier, I think Shai's gonna have a masterclass game. I think J-Dub's finally gonna have a great game this series. And then I think Chet, I think all three gonna put it together. I think Chet, J Dub, and Shea is all three gonna put it together, and they gonna get the win in Denver.
I think the Thunder closed this out. I kind of want to say the Nuggets, but I'm gonna say the Thunder. I think the Thunder closed this out. I think, like, I agree with you. I think all three have a good game, and I just feel like the Nuggets, somebody on that team is not gonna give us enough offense for them to win the game. Now, could it happen? Yes, but if we don't get a decent game from Michael Porter Jr., a good game from Jamal Murray, and a good game from Aaron Gordon, they won't win. I think the defense is still gonna be good, but I just think it won't be enough offense to help the Nuggets win the game. And I think the Thunder's offense and the Thunder's great defense is going to do a good enough job to probably stop Jokic and for them to win the series and face the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference Finals. So I do have the Thunder winning this series. And tomorrow we got Game 6, the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. Who do you have winning and why?
I got the Knicks winning. I think Bodega Cat gonna come out. I think Jalen Brunson is gonna have a really good game, and one of the two is gonna show up. Well, one of the three is gonna show up between Josh Hart, OG, and Mikhail. And I think with Cat and Brunson going crazy, it's gonna be too much for the Celtics. Yeah, and I think I got the Knicks pulling it out at home.
I think the Knicks close this out. But if they don't close this out, they will lose in game 7. But I do have the Knicks closing this game out. I feel like Jalen Brunson didn't have a great game, and I think he bounces back. I agree with you. I think Mikhail, OG, I think they bounce back, especially with they're at home. You got the New York crowd on your side. I think they have a good game. I do feel like Jaylen Brown and Derek White are them gonna have a good game. But last game, the crowd was on their side. They hit their 3-pointers. I still think they can hit their 3-pointers, but I think with no Jayson Tatum, it might not be enough for them to get a W on the road in a hostile environment in New York. I think Jalen Brunson and the Knicks get it done. They finish off the Celtics, get some rest, and they play the Indiana Pacers in the conference finals. Who would have thought of Pacers and Knicks conference finals? But that's it for the Full Court Entertainment Podcast. Follow us on all social media outlets at Full Court Entertainment Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. And also remember, we are on Apple and Spotify if you want to listen to the audio versions. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe to all our videos. It helps with the algorithm. It helps us get our videos out there so the world can see us. But with no further ado, that's it, y'all. We will see y'all next time. We might see you guys when it's some game 7s if they win. But we'll see y'all later.